and your men will march against them alone. Your aim will be to draw the enemy into his own trap.
If you send us into that gully alone, we're dead men. Why? Why are you doing this?
Do you not have Christ in your heart, Febana? Mbuyazi had told me that a man with Christ in his heart is stronger than all the regiments on earth.
Did you say that? I'm afraid so.
Is that not true?
Of course it's true. Absolutely true. It must be taken differently.
Differently?
Yes, Mbuyazi did not mean real regiments. Real regiments. Meant. He meant.
You will march against them alone. We will see who is the true King of Kings, who is power. If your Christ wants to be the Lord of the Zulus, he must deserve it, as I have. Give the order to attack. Attack! And those dead, in whose name did they fall? Were you my executioners or your own? And which king guided you in your killing? Was it I or your Christ? You and your men will march against them alone.
This episode was incredible. First, let's talk about Easy being the new president of the Mayans. Well, no.
Bro, I'm up here thinking I'm talking. Shout out to everybody in the building. I got to recap what I just tried to say. But yeah, you got to unmute yourself at any moment. I got my brother Kwasi in the building. You know, Quetzalcoatl. You know what I mean? I got no, there's no better person I could have brought on here to break down Quetzalcoatl in Zululand. What's going on, brother? Geronimo.
Peace, Alito, fam. Peace and blessing.
For sure,
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Man, you know it's good to have you.
Always. I appreciate that.
Like this brother, he is always cracking codes. I'm gonna have
No doubt.
I'm gonna have to revert back to some of this Facebook because my brother one of the coldest out there. You know, like he go way back, so he remember when I was, you know, one of the coldest on Facebook. You know what I mean? But right now, man, I don't know nobody that can teach me much of anything that's on Facebook except for my brother, right? My brother be going in, he be kicking it like a sensei. You feel me? Yep. And that's the page if y'all wise enough to follow. You know what I mean? For real. Man, bro, man, some of the posts my brother be putting together, as y'all can see right about here. Just one day ago, you know, dealing with these ancient Mississippians.
Strictly primary evidence only.
You feel me? All the figurine artifacts found in the ancient mounds and pyramids across the Americas, from north to south, represent so-called Negroes.
Yep.
Let's get it. Hold on. Let's see. All right. What happened? I don't know. That's crazy how they don't want. Okay, my bad. I'm so blowed up I couldn't even see it. But yeah, like you said, so-called Negroes.
Yep.
These Mississippians.
Can you zoom the face all the way in so
Oh
they
yeah.
can see? Yeah, they need to see that.
Yeah. And speaking on the Zulu, I'm pretty sure I can find that face somewhere in the Zulu tribe. I'm telling you, you know, because you know, I was kind of speaking on how out of all the African tribes, I see a lot of us in the Zulu. You know what I mean?
Zulu and the Dogons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yeah. Most definitely.
Zulu, Dogons, Ashanti, Wari.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Sir, yes, sir. See, hold on. Matter of fact. Yeah, hey man, I almost sidetracked. Let me just finish the post because I ain't gonna lie, just looking at that face, I'm sure I can find and you like he got tribal markings on his face and all. You
Yeah,
feel
he
me?
got tribal markings on his face. That same tribal markings on his face
His
is
body.
also permanent in the Maori culture.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Yeah, you're right.
those circular markings.
Yeah, that's deep. Let me show him. Matter of fact. Yeah, that's deep. Come on, man.
Even when you look at the original paintings of the Olone Indians from California, their body painting is identical to the people in I think it's Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
I have a photo of that too. It's actually a meme that I found on Facebook. I think it was made by Old Mecca Bookman. That brother right there, he's deadly too, man. When it comes to the putting the pieces together and making the connections, Old Mecca Bookman, deadly. Haitian brother too.
Yes, sir.
C'est passé, by the way. You know what I mean? Big
Yes, sir.
up to the Haitian family, you know?
Mambo late.
One love,
Yep.
one blood.
You can't tell me we in the Nagas.
Of course we are.
I mean, there's no other. I mean, there's no other greater purpose than to, even have these tribal markings.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Haiti, right? When you get off of that, I would love for you to pull up from my post from the album Mayan Origins of Moorish Science and Culture. A post of I think I posted a painting of Dessalines. He's wearing a red fez. It's a painting from I think it's the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Dessalines.
Yeah. Let me get to this. Yeah. And look
Yep,
at the dress. Look how
yep, those are the females right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you're right. You sure right.
Two women. Two
Yep.
so-called black women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say so-called.
Yep. Yep.
People of Aztlan, Atlantis.
How did I get there? Oh, this your whole group, ain't it? Mayans in North America?
Yeah. That's
Or the album?
it's an album, man. Yo, that album has a lot of dope artifacts too, man. I think the very first photo is what I was talking about earlier about the word Mayaka in Florida, just like
Yeah.
Jamaica was named Shimayaka.
Yeah. Jamaica.
Yeah,
Like Jamaica.
exactly.
Yeah. And look at that afro.
Facts, right? And you could tell that brother he had a cornrow too. You could tell he had a cornrow, then he pulled it out, and it's just
And
bush.
this artifact got a face like Paul Mooney. You know?
Exactly, same phenotype.
Mm-hmm.
The artist who made that artifact right there, man, he was something else. And if you notice, they literally made sure to depict their complexion as is or as was. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever object they could find.
Yeah,
That would bring the same color. Excuse me.
that's our people right there. That's all us.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep. That look like LeBron James, bro.
facts. I have another one in this very album that I said was LeBron James. You going if you keep skipping through, you're gonna find it. Look just like LeBron James. He's sitting in classic Hindu style.
Bro, that's LeBron James. Hold on. I gotta pause. I gotta goddamn pull up LeBron James for him. Just in case they think I'm playing. Let me look at it one more time so I can give you the same. Yes, I watch this. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all got it. Bam. Know what I mean?
King James.
Know what I mean? Let me show it. Yeah.
Same phenotype.
Yep.
These artifacts are primary evidence
Might have to go back to when he ain't had no beard. Let me see how far I can go back.
Trust me, bro. If you keep skipping through that album, you're gonna see one that looks so much like him. You don't even need to find a picture without a beard.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Trust me. There's
All right.
another one.
I know you got it too. Hold on 1 second.
It's in the same album.
All right.
Look at that cornrow right there.
Bro, that's Ja Morant.
Pull it up so they can see. Cornrows and everything, right?
Yep, everything. Everything the same.
Same so-called Negroes. Taj Tariq Bey was right all along. We the mound builders. You know what I'm saying? Because these artifacts were found buried at the mounts.
Mm-hmm.
Because these were the people of the mountains.
Hold on, where is that? All right. Get him. Get him. We
Get
got him. We got him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Pull him out. Back and forth. You know what I mean? We found Ja Morant. We found the ancient Ja Morant. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it's a peace pipe. So his ancestors, his avatar been getting blitzed for a long time.
Been getting blitzed. Yep. That's a fact.
And Scottie Pippen in his prime.
Yep.
The Chicago Bull legend. We might well just cap that off, show we ain't capping. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't this something?
Also,
ain't this something?
I was gonna say, in this very same album, there's also a rune stone, a Mayan rune stone from Georgia, and another one from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The one from Illinois, it has an Olmec. You see the Olmec colossal statue that they call El Negro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same face of El Negro, right? It's carved in a rune stone from Illinois, a Mayan rune stone from Illinois. It's in this very album too. Look at that sister right there. You know what I mean?
That bear, with that bear coat, that
That's a
fur coat
beard.
on.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a beard.
Mm-hmm.
You should pull that face up so you can see the face. Straight up so-called African American woman.
Yeah, that's a
You know
diva.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
These artifacts were found at the mounds.
I'm trying to pull who she looked like. I ain't quite get it fast enough.
She looked like the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus, if you ask me.
Yeah, I feel what you said. I see the strong features.
Yeah, they got the same cheekbones and all that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a sister right there. That's not a Siberian. People keep saying so-called African Americans, our DNA don't match Native Americans, and that's correct because we're not Native Americans. We're the original Americans. Native Americans are Siberians.
Mm-hmm. Nah, hey, now it's some
Another
sisters.
thing.
It's some sisters that happen to look like this. I mean, I'm not
Of course,
not overly proud, but it's true.
man.
Yeah, it's
Trust
true.
me, I'm
It's
seeing it a
true.
lot.
Yep. And then it's the features. You know what I'm saying? Negro features, the eyes, even the ears and the lips and nose.
The mouth, everything, the whole face.
Yep. Yep. Dang, hold on. I'm trying to think. That's the what sister is that? That be on TV.
Glorilla.
Hey, I can't really call it fast enough. Let me get it. Yeah, that's a real Olmec right there.
Yeah,
That's a real Olmec right there.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Same way sisters rock their earrings today, hairstyle, all that.
Big earrings. Got the bun. My daughter got her hair in a bun right now, just like that. I ain't lying. It's crazy.
Little short bun.
Yep. That's for real. They wish they could have added all light brown pieces on there.
That sister is wearing a Semitic head wrap.
Yep.
See it, right?
Yep.
Semitic style head wrap.
Band, a real band around there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody knocked the earrings off, but they done stole the earrings. God dang. That's how they kicking it.
Them conquistadors steal everything.
Man. I'm sure the whole image so they don't go too crazy.
For real. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Definitely so-called Negro, right?
Dang.
All those faces.
Always on that peace pipe.
Always on that peace pipe.
It's I done seen that face too. Yep, I know OG look like that for real. He just ain't famous.
Man, I know a lot of dudes who look like that. A lot of dudes.
Big necklace on. I'm talking about Slick Rick be proud. He's done the big jump. For real. Yes, sir.
Yo,
Like,
one of the best memes I ever made is the one with Biggie Smalls and the Olmec statue. That one is identical, man. That shit is off the chain.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try to find a connection of Valletta Wallace and send it to her. I know one of my aunties in New York gotta know her or something.
What they scared of, bro? What they scared of? The truth?
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And we the best ball players to this day.
Period.
Dude literally got a baseball or a cricket ball or whatever that is. Same design.
If it ain't baseball, what is? You know what I mean?
You know? Another one doing the same thing.
If a fez is a conical cap, then tell me that's not a conical cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at that brother right there.
Yep.
I made a meme of this photo with the guy from Stargate SG-1. I forgot his name. I think it's in the same album too. He looked just like him. He in
Not been.
Stargate in the series, his name was Teal'c.
Mhm.
Teal'c. And Teal'c is actually from a Mayan word. A Mayan name, I should say. Teal'c.
Hey, that nigga Smoke's in there crazy. I see you crazy behind in the chat. Hey, now hold on. That definitely looked like somebody who be on TV. Look like somebody mug shot. I ain't lying, that's fucked up. Somebody did some real dirt. And he just not got locked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't put it. It's She got
Yeah.
that Kodak black smile.
Facts, yo. He looked just like Kodak, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the nail on the head, man. Same dimensions in the face.
Watch this. I'm gonna pull up a Jack Boy right next to it. Let me see. Angela. Okay. That nigga tried to make his cartoon him fly than the real him. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, I want waves now. Draw me some waves. Draw me some waves. Draw me in shape. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Wildin'. That's little Jack Boy. Used to be Kodak. It's when y'all got that same look.
Mm-hmm.
Damn cheese.
This album is dope, man. I got a lot. That's the runestone. Look, go back. One more. That's the runestone I was talking about, found in Illinois. And if you go forward, you're gonna see I made a comparison meme with that the face on that stone with the Olmec head called El Negro. You could see the same hairline and everything.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yep. Them cousins.
Yep.
For real. Because that hairline is
The same hairline, the cheekbones, and if you notice, both eyes are closed. Both of them got their eyes closed. But the reason why the one on the left has an open mouth is because it was like a water fountain.
Yeah, like a gargoyle type thing.
Yes, so water used to come out of the mouth. Other than that, it would have looked just like the one on the right.
Yeah, the fountain.
Yep. Yeah, so we know the Olmecs were in Georgia. You know what I mean? Like Mayan, same thing. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
It also proves that the Mayans were the Olmecs because that's a Mayan runestone with an Olmec face. Look at that right there.
Yep. Yep.
That's the Tim Shan people in Canada. I think the Tim Shan people are Bays as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're a part of the Algonquins, because the Algonquins are Bays. They're the people of Atabey. They call themselves Anishinaabe.
Damn, what's my damn, what's that little skinny, funny ass comedian name? Back in the days, remember he was on.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that movie.
He got a bald head and wears a hat, right?
I remember he was in that movie with Jamie Foxx, Booty Call. What's my boy name?
And Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy
Is
Davidson.
Tommy?
No. Is it Tommy Davidson? Yeah, Tommy Davidson.
It's Tommy Davidson, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all the way in Canada. And since we're going to talk about the fact that we're the first people from Canada to Argentina, I gotta include I gotta suggest a view of the photo I posted of the Sphinx in Argentina. Because a lot of people don't know that there's a Sphinx in Argentina. And another thing, right? The Sphinx in Argentina has the same face as one of the Sphinxes in the Grand Canyon. I got photos of that too. So we could literally prove that it actually is a Sphinx.
Yeah, I put this image right there with Quando Rondo a while back.
Yes. Yeah, I got this one from you actually.
Yeah, Quando Rondo.
Yeah, I remember that. Same Tim Shan people from Canada. However, as you can see, the people who claim to be First Nation people of Canada look nothing like that artifact, nor the one before, nor any other artifact that come from the ancient people. People make artifacts representing themselves.
Yep. You know what I mean?
That's another one. That one was identical to the one you posted, like one you shared like a few minutes ago. But the difference is that the first one you shared, the eyes are closed, but the one we was talking about, the eyes are open.
Exactly.
Yep.
Which obviously they drilled on there to make it a mask.
Yep.
Yep. Like this, of course, because that's what we were famous for. Like we've been making masks for a long time.
A long time. That's what we do.
Continent.
Facts.
Green Man, huh? Yeah, that's why makeup and all that come from us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So look at all them faces, man.
They would have thought that was aliens. Come on now.
Look at that, right? Look at that one.
I mean, look at the homie. Yeah.
Crazy.
Damn, hold on. What's his name? What's his name? You ain't talking about no damn. I think it was James Baldwin.
Oh, you looking for a comparison photo?
Yeah, I think it was boy.
Man, that looked like so many people. So many so-called black people. I'm pretty sure I could go out. Oh, yes, James Baldwin. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I could go outside right now and see somebody looking like that, walking right past me.
You know what I mean? For
Exactly.
real.
That's a phenotype right there. See, that's an artifact. I mean, that's from I forgot the name of the book. I have the book in my files, but I don't remember the name of the book. But it's clearly stating that in Canada, majority of the slaves were not of African, but rather Aboriginal origin. And if you look at the people depicted in the book, they're the same so-called Negroes, the same people who made those masks that we were sharing. So they were already here. Look at that. That's the one that looked like LeBron James. Pull that all the way up, all the way till you see the face. Yo. That's crazy. Yo. That's LeBron James right there, bro. Look at that haircut. Some of the Olmec artifacts from Mexico, these racist mainstream shit historians trying to classify them as monkeys. Calico, you there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. But
Oh, okay, I couldn't hear you.
hold on, I'm pulling up this image right here. Hold on.
Dude got the same jaw lines and everything. The forehead, the ridge, the shape of his head, just like LeBron.
What's up? Okay.
Somebody even said he kind of looked like Chris Brown.
Watch this. Oh, I ain't know I was muted. Hey, I say it look like his son too, don't it? Oh shoot. I guess they knocked my boy off. He'll be back. For sure. Going on to the chat. Got some real ones in the building. Hey, We don't know how to sit down. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about us. You feel me? Florida stand up. You know what I mean? Hold on. My boy say got photos of Sphinx in Utah and Nevada. Sir. All right, let me get back with it. Matter of fact, I'm finna get into some of the information. I'm finna crack across the head since y'all in the building. You know what I'm saying? We're in the building. We can get it. Right? Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure my brother's device went dead or whatever. He'll pop back. May have to just check the chat. But right, this is something right here that definitely connects to Zulu and the natives. Right? It's called skin dressing. Yeah, where you make, clothes out of leather and things of that nature. It's called skin dressing. Peace, I'm Kiera. What's going on, sis? Know what I mean? Well, I'm finna say skin dressing. And this is very Zulu. So we're gonna connect these dots, right? Skin dressing. Make sure my brother ain't back here. Okay, he back. We got him. I would have been in the back for a few minutes before I realized. You back, brother?
Yeah, I'm back. Yo, what did I miss?
No, I done jumped to some of this good old info I'm finna slap him in the head with.
Oh, with the Zululand?
Yeah. Finna touch on this skin dressing. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Let me see if I blow it up. Can you really see it now? Oh, let me see.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you see where it say, hold on. Yeah, if you feel like it, you can start reading where it says Zululand and skin dressing.
Hold up.
Okay, my brother be right back once again. So, matter of fact, I got one for y'all right quick. In the meanwhile, let me go back to my page. Go to my page on what you call it. Yeah, y'all need to come over here anyways. Come get your mind right when you're on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? The Moorish master teacher, none other than D. Calico. All right, let me show y'all this while we do that.
Civilization, I don't mean to say it's totally black, that it was something that's created only for black people. No, the leadership was black. And they used something that's created only for black people. No, the leadership was black. And they used, and they worked, cooperated with people. No, the leadership was black. And they used, and they worked, cooperated with the native people to create an indigenous civilization. You can see, this is the thing where our critics, listen, the archaeologists will say, Olmec civilization has nothing to do with the blacks, because if that was the case, you'd have an African civilization that's transported into America. And that's not what the Olmecs are. But we're not saying that, see. The Olmec civilization is where you brought black expertise, black mineralogy, and so on, worked with the local people and created something different. That was the Olmec civilization. So that is the thing to realize, that there is a spirit of cooperation. It's through respect, and we have a historical precedent for that now, see. And I think that leads to lessons for the future. Olmec civilization.
Melon.
Olmec civilization. There used to be something known, or there is something known as radiocarbon dating. and that is they measure the deterioration of carbon over time and they come to a date. Well, that whole process was built on the idea that there's the same amount of carbon in the atmosphere now as there was thousands of years ago. And it's only just occurred to scientists now, oh, gee, we forgot to take into account that there was less carbon in the atmosphere then than now. And so all their dates are messed up. And so now they're having to recarbonate. However, the Olmec heads, the guys with the leather type helmets, they are pretty well dated to 3,200 years ago because they've used things other than carbon dating. There's crystals that are part of the eyes, which they've been able to date, and crystallization took place. And things buried with them and so on. The one that you're referring to, I think, is rather late. Probably like about only 1,000 years ago. Maybe 1,000 years ago. There used to be something known, or there is something known as radio.
I got something to say about the Olmecs, right?
Yes, sir. It was good.
I was gonna say, so scientist William Nevins, he found over, well, almost close to 3,000 Egyptian-style artifacts in the same area where the Olmec heads were found, and they were dating to be at least 50,000 years old.
Yes, sir.
William Nevins.
You're gonna put him up in a second. We're gonna get with it. I'm gonna, can you read that right there? Cause I see you've been having a little difficulty with the mic. I don't know. StreamYard been kicking you out.
And my eyes are kind of
Oh, I got it. Cause when you're dealing with this skin dressing, like I'm saying, like even science refers to this as being very Zulu. So
yeah.
So as we tap into the Native American culture, it bears a comparison, right?
Facts.
So we're dealing with the Zululand and skin dressing. Skin dressing, a description of the process of converting the raw hides of game or domestic cattle into articles of native wearing apparel, right?
Yep.
This was in Ngoma, Zululand, January 24th, 1914, right?
Yep.
The following description of the Zulu method of skin dressing by Mr. F. Von Kirby was sent me by the native government early in 1914 in answer to my request for information on the subject. Through the kindness of Mr. J.R. Booze, CMG, ain't that some shit? CMG. Like your boy Yo Gotti rap label.
Yeah.
These dudes don't do this stuff on accident, huh? Right? The late secretary of the Royal Colonial Institute. At some of the informal conferences of Northern Museum curators, there had been expressions of opinion on the part of some members that pygmy flints had been used in prehistoric times for the purposes of skin dressing. I'm about to get my charger too. An opinion which I and others did not hold. As a means of throwing light on the point, I tried to get information as to the methods of skin dressing, followed by present-day unrisen peoples. And as Livingstone's short account, Missionary Travels, London, 1857, page 193, gave some clue, I endeavored to follow it up by obtaining more complete information. Mr. Von Kirby was very evidently taken great pains in collecting the particulars and noting them down. And as a result, we have, for the first time, a very complete description of Zulu soft leather manufacture. All right. The use of the slain animal's brains as an aid in softening the skin is a point of resemblance. So they would get the skins and soften it by using the brains from the animal. And then they could, stretch it and make clothing, shoes, whatever they want to make. This is how you make crocodile skins,
I
Gators.
was just about to mention that, the Gators, yep.
The use of the slain animal's brain as an aid in softening the skin is a point of resemblance with the method used by the North American Indians. This the skin is a point of resemblance with the method used by the North American Indians when engaged on a like job, a similar job. Otherwise, except the stretching of the skin, which it would be difficult to encompass in any other way. The methods adopted by the two peoples are quite distinct. For purposes of comparison, I include among the illustrations one of the Mokolo tools brought home by Livingstone and now in the British Museum. It does not look likely that the pygmy flints could have served the same purpose as that of the Zulu skin dressing tool, in the present instance of which the following is a description. The hide selected was that of a 3 parts grown blue wildebeest. Right? The hide was first soaked in fresh water to soften it. The time of immersion being from 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning to 8 a.m. on the Tuesday, which is about 46 hours. All right. Upon its removal from the water, the hide was pegged out for the preliminary scraping with the hair side down. The pan of pegging out is dissimilar to that adopted when it is merely intended to dry the skin. In the latter case, holes are cut at intervals round the edge of the hide, into which the wooden pegs are inserted and then driven into the ground, the skin being raised about 4 inches from the earth. For the present purpose, the holes were cut at intervals around the edge and into the, tick ropes made of stripped bark of certain trees and called mucosi, right, were inserted by means of which the hide was drawn out tightly to long, stout wooden pegs driven firmly into the ground, above which the skin was raised about 18 inches. It's like they put it on a little clothesline. You know what I mean? We're going to stretch it out, hang it out. You know what I mean? Tie it from pole to pole. Right?
Yep.
The object of the tie ropes is to enable the hide to be kept tightly stretched as the skin, because it wants to shrink. So they, stretching it and tying it at that stretch length so that it can't shrink. But as the skin is pared down, it becomes thinner, it stretches. And when this occurs, the tie ropes are tightened up or tautened up. Same thing.
Yeah.
The hide, having been properly pegged out, work was commenced upon the upper side, actually the inside of the skin, with sharp iron instruments known as muzimbi. The edge of this instrument is kept very keen and never allowed to dull. A metal pin, 8 inches in length, being used for the purpose to prevent the chafing of bands when using the muzimbi. The latter is bound around with grass, rope, soft strips of hide, or any similar substance. The operation of scraping is in the vernacular known as ukupala, or to scrape. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's crazy how you say pala, and then we got words like palate, meaning the tongue. So, the tongue, essentially scrapes to taste, is rubbing up on whatever in order to get a taste. And that's your palate, right? Ukupala. Through this operation, the skin was kept very damp, water being sprinkled upon it at frequent intervals. The pala-ing occupied from 9 a.m. till noon, when the skin was removed and returned to the water, till 1 p.m., when it was again taken out and repegged. Scraping was then renewed, but this time other tools were brought into use, and the mazimbi laid aside. These are known as a real one. I don't know what that one. Hold on. Zayindal Hal Wandulwa, and very considerably in their construction. A specimen of each kind used to present occasion was secured by me and will be found. All right. They're showing you what the stakes look like. The nails drove down, right?
Mhm.
And this is the type that this is the Izimbi. This tool is what the Zulu use, as well as, you know what I mean, these Mayans.
Exactly. I was about to say there are artifacts found in Canada, Mexico, and even along the Mississippi. Those same tools right there
Mm-hmm.
found all over the Americas, all over Mesoamerica and all that.
Hold on. Marco Lolo. Skin dressing too. Yeah. Papua, ethnography, the people and language tuning, the fly in the street land rivers. Yeah, and let me go. All right.
And people got to remember too, the Moors used 4 currents to travel back and forth through America and Africa. You know what I'm saying? 4 major currents. They used I think it's called the equilateral Guinea, the Canary Island current. The other one, um, damn, Senegambia. One more, just one more. Back of my head. And Cape Verde. Cape Verde. Those 4 currents were used to travel back and forth to America and Africa. They were doing that for thousands of years. They were master seafarers.
Oh shoot! I gotta plug my. All right.
The same face paint that the Tuareg uses, the Aztec used that too, because it's on the Chichen Itza Codex. So on the Aztec priests looking just like the Tuareg people with that yellow paint on their faces.
Mhm. So this is a test for the people watching or listening. We want to know which number is Egyptian. Is it number 1? I'll zoom in each one for y'all. Right? Is it number 1 Egyptian? Is number 2 Egyptian? Is number 3? Do we see him? Do you see what I see? Is number 3 Egyptian? Y'all remember these skull faces and all this now. So when I show y'all these Zulu, you see that leopard and all that print now. When I talk about these Zulu, this the inner workers of a temple right here, looking like a pyramid. Is this Egyptian? Or is number 5 Egyptian? Is number 6 Egyptian? Because this is how they got around. This is how they were moving. You know what I mean? So since this is how they was moving, is this the Egyptians? Is this the Egyptians? Or is it number 8? Is this the Egyptians? Somebody let me know something in the chat. You know, I'll zoom out so you can see them all. You know, is it 1 through 8? Which one is it? Only clue I'm gonna give you is it's not number 1, it's not number 8. You know what I mean?
They typing in the chats.
I think they moving slow on me. They moving slow on me. They just hanging. They're just hanging out. You know what I mean? It's all good. But they know.
One of the dudes in the chat said, I think his name is Chimu or something like that. He said, he got a photo. He got photos of the Sphinx in Utah and Arizona.
Yeah, my homeboy. I'm gonna get him the. You know, you need to send that to my phone. I don't know why he telling me about it.
I got that shit on my Facebook page too. Ancient Egypt America. I got those Sphinx from Arizona and shit.
Yeah, I thought that was wild that you had just said that, and then he had typed that. I'm like, hold on. Oh, that was crazy. Y'all, okay? It's really real. All right. We know number 7 is Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? But looks like number 2, guys, is definitely Egyptian.
Yeah, number 2, because you see the
Headdress.
The headdress. Yeah.
But then this is definitely Egyptian also.
Yeah, that's definitely Egyptian.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it looked like that Mayan calendar, but still.
Facts. Because the Mayans were Egyptians.
Exactly.
The Egyptian royalty was called the Naga Maya. The Serpent Kings. And we got all the serpent mounds in America.
Yep. Look at these head wraps. Look at these head wraps, man. Come on, what are we talking about?
Look at the guy to the far left, yo. That's definitely so-called Negro. Look at his face.
Yep, him right here.
Yup, definitely so-called Negro. And he got his locks and everything. Tie his locks in a bun.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the right. Go to the right so we can see the rest of the painting.
Yeah, hey, that's that. Hey, boy, that's that Garden of Eden, and they protecting that cocoa plant.
Facts. Yo, look at the guy to the right too. That's definitely so-called what you would call Negro. You see that?
Yeah.
Look at his face. The guy to the far right.
Yep. Oh, sure. Okay. Yep, Big Chief.
That's the big chief right there. Look at that. Look at the dude at his feet.
Yep. Yeah, loving that tree, man. They trying to, hey, they love that cocoa plant.
That's the coca plant, right?
Yeah, the Aztecs ain't play about that.
Love with that coca.
I'm in love with that cocoa. Yeah, they was in love with it.
The guy sitting right next to the coca tree, he looks like he got on the white headdress of Osiris. I'm not sure.
The one down here, he got it for the low. Man, real talk.
Definitely got it for the low.
The LOW, shoot, he ain't playing. He's like, hey, he like, stand on my back, man. Reach up there and grab me one of them mother suckers, man. He said, man, you can stand on my back. You feel me? You know what I mean? Whatever it take to get some cocoa in this mother sucker, man.
The artwork is crazy.
Yeah, they ain't playing. And then my homeboy, he just sitting back orchestrating. So like, hey man, I take 2 large cups to go, man. You know, how long you think that's gonna be? Real talk.
Did you notice? You saw the guy with the white headdress right there?
Oh
It
yeah,
looked like he pull it all the way up. Pull it all the way up. It looks like he got on the white. Nah, not the one. Go to the right. He's at the far right. Yeah, him right there. Him right here. Stop. Him right there. You can see him?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, he got almost like horns and everything where he is.
Yeah. He got on a white headdress. He got like horns over it or something. It looks like he got a white beard too.
Yeah, he might be spitting something out of his mouth. And that symbol he got is like a cow or something to me. It seemed like, you know, like the breast of a cow or something. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. One of his hands is touching the coca plant. It's reaching behind him, and the other one is going forward. And it looks like he got on a white headdress with something over it, like with horns on it, as you said. You can see his earring. You can see like he dyed his beard white because it points out like the Egyptian style.
Yep. For real.
Man, that's dope. Oak Island, Oakland.
Exactly.
Where they say that's supposed to be, because you know they got to twist the story, you know.
Yeah.
Yo, you know who's a real dangerous brother too with the information? Los Page.
Oh yeah, that's my homie.
Yes, Los Page, brother. Los Page, man. Always coming with that fight, man.
Yeah, man. Like when he came to Tampa, he came and visited me. You know what I'm saying? We hung out.
I saw the video on his page too. Where he say came to see D Calico. I'm like, that's what's up. And he was looking at he was at a building on this property. He was pointing out Moorish architecture.
Yes,
I
sir.
forgot somewhere in Florida. I forgot where he was.
Hey, whoever that is talking crap in the chat, hit that link. Bring your behind on up here, Patch.
Yo, Calico, you know what I want to talk about too? I want to just mention, by the way, Manassas, Virginia, right? Remember, I know you a Hindu specialist, so that's why I got to bring that up, because you know the deity Manasseh, right? So Manassas, Virginia was literally named after Manasseh.
Hey, so they mean to tell me because he ain't got them ain't feathers around his head that he a different person? We're not the same people, huh? That's what they want me to believe. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like they need to look beyond the veil. You know what I'm saying?
And the ancient world was connected, man. That's why we were so powerful. That's why we had this so-called Tartarian civilization with such high technology, because everybody was working together and we was building, you know what I'm saying? Like just like the conscious community today, our ancestors was doing the same thing, but they were actually uniting and building. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On another level.
Exactly. Where they get this whitewashed image from? Where they get this whitewashed image? I ain't never seen this a day in my life.
Yo, they fabricated a lot of art. They made fake Mayan pottery, fake Egyptian, like everywhere. They do it in China with the Buddhist artifacts. You know what I mean? Like they whitewash everything. They started the whitewashing during the Reconstruction era in the 1800s when they came to power. Feel me?
And these elbows nowadays, they'll talk smack about how these people dress, but when the Indians dress like this, it's all good. You know, it's the
Facts.
same dress.
Facts.
It's crazy. You know how they like to be. We don't look nothing like them people, man. We don't look nothing like them.
I'm gonna tell you this too, right? The Zulus actually make a sound just like indigenous Americans, like the Indian chant where you put your hands over your mouth so the sound sounds like it's, you know, pulsating.
Yep.
The Zulus make the same sound.
Hey, y'all want blind wigs, huh? But y'all ain't Zulu. Y'all got the blind wigs, but y'all ain't Zulu. This is where you got it from. They be scared of dark skinned people. Oh, you don't have high cheekbones or something? What's the problem? You don't see high cheekbones? What they don't see? They say we got high cheekbones. We copper colored. You know, we don't look nothing like Africans.
Man, yo, the so-called Negroid phenotype is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. On all continents. And you can find people in Africa, Australia, Papua New Guinea, you know what I'm saying? Asia, that look just like so-called African Americans.
Hey, we got company up here. We got Papa Patch from TikTok in the building. You know what I mean?
What's up? We ain't never wore no shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, what? You crazy? Who didn't?
We did.
Who? Name them. Name them who didn't.
I'm talking about the Indians, bro.
Hold on, show me one. Tell me one who didn't.
We was around here looking fly as hell, pants and all, moccasins, like shoes.
I just broke down how they made.
Roberts.
I just broke down how they make clothing, and it's the same. It's the same process the Zulu use.
No, yeah,
You might have showed up a little late. You just showed up a little late. It's the same process, no matter what you say.
I saw
Still
y'all
the
looking
same.
at them fake pictures.
It's the same process.
Peace to the other brother in the room. I came up here faded.
Brother Quetzalcoatl.
Peace, man.
I got the brother Quetzalcoatl in the building, the brother Papa Patch.
It's all good. Peace, man. It's all love.
For sure. What is that?
Just showing
The ruin. Okay.
Yeah, just disconnecting.
Yeah, one of them is in Guatemala, and the next one is in I think Cambodia. But they're identical, if I'm not mistaken.
And I ain't gonna get into how Ross or roast means more, but we ain't gonna get into that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like y'all gonna always, every time y'all pull up something like this, y'all gonna always feel some kind of connection because y'all Indians.
I mean, we fall under that so-called description, but we don't abide by that one. That's the wrong terminology, but right idea, wrong, you know what I'm saying? Wrong plan.
You brother just gotta come home, man. You gotta come back home to Big Mama. It's all good though, you know. Y'all wandering the world. When y'all finish running the world and running around, y'all gonna come back home eventually.
You mean come back home to America?
Come back home to Big Mama. Come back home to genealogy versus all this science.
Facts, facts.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm ready for round two though. I just really came up here to talk shit to the to the I'm ready for round two. Let me know what day you want to do it on.
Oh, y'all was debating
Yeah.
about what?
He gave me my first debate ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? First one ever.
What was it about?
More he titled it More Business versus Indian Business. Yeah. I came in with, you know, for my first one, did pretty well, I think, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna tell you this, brother. Yo, they all
Did not.
want all.
He did not do well. He did not do well. Hey, that
But
did
yo,
not go well.
if we get to the source of everything, though, you see that it's all one and the same. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's what I was trying to tell him. You know,
It's
that's
all
what I
one
was
and the
trying to tell
same.
him.
But I know some of us we have like issues with certain words and what it means in law because Indian in the U.S. law makes you a ward of the state. You feel me?
No, it doesn't. But he has that same ideology, so I mean I get it. But
Nah, it's documented though.
where is that documented at, brother?
Hold up, I'm gonna look it up
Indian
and
Appropriations Act.
come right back. Exactly. That's what I couldn't
Say
remember
it
the name. You
again.
feel me?
Say it again. Say the name again.
You already know it. Indian Appropriations Act. This is when y'all
Okay, so
appropriately
right,
became called Indians.
that's when they appropriated and tried to put their situation under the state.
Nah, but do
So
you know
if you look,
why Americans were called Indians though?
yeah, because it's India Superior.
India Superior.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's India Superior.
I'm
Yep.
yeah, I'm Cha. I fall underneath the line of what they would call Cherokee, even though that's the, you know, that's the flim flam of the bim bam, but I would fall under that.
Facts. But all right. So my
Hey,
question is, right? Do you
hey,
know
real,
why it was called India Superior?
real quick. I want him to notice how
I
I
do.
be handling it when I'm the host. When he the host, they block me, they kick me off the channel. They be slanderous, man. They be so ugly on TikTok. He don't stop none of them. If they don't block me, he block me. They all block me. You feel me? But me, you see how I handle this? It's like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And
it's different over there because I got mods and more. He over there. He Morris master teacher, and he just he be hitting me. He be hitting us with two liners. He'll interrupt just to say two lines. And so I don't block him. You know what I'm saying? But some of the mods, you know, some of the mods only because he be like, nah, that ain't right. We can say one sentence. He like, nah, that ain't right. We like, what it tell us then? Go pull it up. We ain't like that over there. Don't
and
think that we like that over
I've
there.
been blocked every time. If I don't leave soon,
That's a
I'm
personal thing. You and old girl got some kind of personal
no, I'm talking
beef.
about you be blocking me
I ain't
too.
never blocked you.
You
I've
blocked me
never
last
blocked you.
time right after the show. It said the host has blocked you from the show.
Oh, that's because you was clapping at everybody. You was down in the
See,
comments
see,
clapping at
see, right there.
you was
According
going
to the
nuts.
Indian Appropriations Act of March 3rd, 1871, no longer was any group of Indians in the United States recognized as an independent nation by the federal government. Moreover, Congress directed that all Indians should be treated as individuals and legally designated wards of the federal government. Yeah, man, it just is what it is. People over here, they hear it. They hear me telling the truth. That's all I'm saying. They hear it.
Say that date again.
Like cognitive dissonance over there.
Say that date again.
March 3rd, 1871.
Okay, so what I'm gonna need you to understand is,
Oh, you gonna hit me with my own stuff by 1871?
no, that you can do that yourself, but I want you to understand that why did it take so long? Because it was put on.
That mean they defeated y'all by then. By then they defeated you. They said you were no longer nations. They didn't recognize none of y'all as nations no more. No more. No more. They said no longer was any group of Indians in the United States recognized as an independent nation. There is no this nation, that nation. There's no more. They're all wards of the state. They all ceded to the government.
Why did it take so long for them to create that act?
Because they had to kick your ass. They had to kick tail first.
No, because they had to what do you call it? Identity theft. So you're talking about an act of identity theft.
I mean, they had to marry in.
Yeah, they had to assimilate. Exactly. They had to assimilate. They had to also pass those other acts. They also had to pass them other acts as well to get to that. And that still doesn't make us that. That makes us that under the U.S. jurisdiction, but we're separate from that. So we don't have to follow the same guidelines of that particular act, because that act is only for one side that want to identify as a citizen.
The other side was Negroes. It's only two sides of the coin.
I mean, every Indian is a Negro.
No, well, you can say that, but they're classified as mulattoes.
I mean, that too. Yeah, I agree with that. That too.
A mulatto is a Negro.
Yeah. Pretty fair. But that'd be y'all trump card. But what I was asking Yusuf, he was on TikTok today, and I was like, tell me how far you can go back with actually finding more inside some legal documents. And you know what he told me, right? The Peace and Friendship Act. And I said, very well, you know what I'm saying? That is true. But look at the date of that Peace and Friendship Act. You couldn't have that treaty. I call it act, but I meant to say treaty. You couldn't have that treaty without the Great Law of Peace. So the Great Law of Peace predates the friendship treaty.
But that don't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Oh yes, it does. That's when y'all. That was, huh?
No, that had nothing to do with that though. That's like saying grandmas and grandfathers existed before that date, of course. But still,
it's the Iroquois. So you wouldn't be able to have that.
The Iroquois was a mixed tribe of people. These people are already mixed. That's why they were considered civilized. They were all half breeds. Every last one, they were mulattoes. Like you see right here on the screen, it say mulatto is a racial classification to refer to people with mixed African and European ancestry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. You did it.
So the Indians are considered mulatto. I'm talking about even the ones y'all don't, like the ones y'all don't, the Native Americans, they consider mulattoes. So they're just a mixed breed. You know what I mean? That's been.
I have for the viewers that come across this later. I have no problem with the Native Americans, but what I'm trying to say, it does have something to do with it. One came before the other. If they did not have the Great Law of Peace, they wouldn't be able to have that Friendship and Treaty Act. And then if they didn't have that Friendship and Treaty Act, because it predates the Friendship and Treaty Act. And then if they didn't have that, they wouldn't be able to eventually get to Indian appropriation because that was done by the Britons and the Spain. And the whole purpose of doing it was misclassification. The misclassification started in 1722, and they've been doing it ever since. So I want to see where does the Moor find themselves in American history, legal forms, or stories that we can identify.
Bro, what you thinking some Iroquois did, they didn't. What you mean? They
What
didn't.
you mean? It was the Wampa belts over there. What do you mean?
You ain't never
If you
seen
look at
nothing
them
that they ever
beads,
wrote. They never wrote nothing.
it was written on Wampa belts.
That's not writing.
It
And
was
that
writing
exists.
through. It was writing through beads, through symbology.
That's not writing. That's not writing at all. It's just a symbol. It's just symbolic,
That
and it's
was
always been oral. It's always been oral. Even the Quran was never supposed to have been written. It was oral tradition. So that's how you know we got something to do with that. Our people,
Yeah, I agree with that. I
because
agree
it was
with that. It
oral
was
tradition.
symbols.
Never supposed to have been written. So it's really no good at that point. You know what I'm saying? To a degree. You feel me? But
Yeah.
like they tell you all Italian sparring from moolies. When they saying moolies, they really talking about the Sultan, you know, that was over there in Spain during that time. You feel me?
Yeah.
The moolies, the family. The last name was Muley.
Fucking moolie, fucking
Yeah,
moolies.
yeah, you fucking moolies. You know, they trying to, you know, it's where they get mulatto from. You feel me? Because they came over there and changed the complexion of Spain. You know what I mean? That's how they was getting down. But they made a lot of Steph Curry, so to speak. You feel me?
Not Steph.
No more LeBron
They
James.
can't have Steph.
Hey, but put it like this, even with a word like Othello, like I broke this down before, like literally when you're looking at Othello is literally the word athlete. Hmm. Being how vowels are interchangeable and all of the sort. They literally calling, you know, him of course the Moor, but the athlete. So he was like the LeBron James of his time.
So you can get more out of Mortello.
No, you get athlete out of Othello.
Othello.
Othello was the Moor. That's the name. That was Shakespeare's plays called Othello the Moor.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that it was literally the athlete. You know, the Moor athlete.
I can dig it.
Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna touch on these feathers real quick for you because I know this your culture, right? So when we saying feathers, it's saying this attention, right? It's a symbolism derived both from the weightlessness of feathers and their association with the soaring power and spiritual qualities of birds. Right? By extension, the feathers worn by shamans, priests, or rulers symbolize magical communication with the spirit world or celestial authority and protection. The feathered cloak was an attribute not only of sky gods, such as the Nordic Freya, but of Celtic druids who sought by sympathetic magic. There's two types of magic. There's sympathetic magic and contagion magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Celtic druids who sought by sympathetic magic to travel beyond the confines of the earth. A serpent covered by the bright green feathers of the Quetzal bird was the emblem of the sky and earth power of the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl. Right? Shout out to my homeboy in the panel. That's his title. You know, in North America, eagle feathered headdresses associated chiefs with the great spirit and with the power of air, wind, and thunder gods. The feathered sun, or this with feathers pointing outward as well as inward, is a Plains Indian emblem of the cosmos and the center. Right? Feathers are widely and essential emblem of prayer. Hence the symbolism of the feathered sticks used to invoke rain. You know how we even let doves fly, you know, at all kind of events, whether it be a wedding or a funeral. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
For that ascension purpose. But feathers are widely an essential emblem of prayer. Hence the symbolism of the feathered sticks. That's real. Used to invoke rain in Pueblo Indian solstice rituals. Right? Feathers represent prayer and faith in Christianity, and were sometimes used as emblems of virtues, as in the Medici device of 3 feathers on a ring. And like I keep saying, the Medici family is literally Mayan, the Inca. These are Incas, priests, or kings who went to Europe and were given the title Medici because they were considered, this is where you get the word medicine from. You feel me? You put the N-E on this Medici family, you get medicine. So these herbalists, these specialists, these shamans from South America literally went over there and became nobility. Because we're talking about noble means knowledge. So they were highly knowledgeable. You feel me? And saved a lot of lives over there in Europe. But as in the Medici device of 3 feathers on a ring, why do you think they would have feathers on it? They're coming from, you know, the South of America, right? Signifying faith, hope, and charity. In Egypt, feathers were the attributes of several sky gods, but particularly of the goddess of justice, Mayat, who had a single ostrich feather against which she weighed the hearts of the dead in the underworld, an allegory of the fine judgment needed to separate deserving souls from sinners. The association between white feathers and cowardice derives from cockfighting, in which white tail feathers were a sign that a bird lacked the aggression of a correctly bred gamecock, right? So I just wanted to touch on the feathers right quick and then finish right here. Talking about these Olmec headstones, and they say, where do they come from? You know, of course, this isn't, this isn't like written in stone, put it like this, but some of the information is coming from stone. You feel me? So there's a lot of facts to this. But like the brother's gonna tell you, this is, his insight on the matter. But questions have been asked. I am writing to ask about the not so recent findings of the giant Olmec headstones that were buried beneath the soils of New Mexico. Right? The reason why I and so many others have questions about this finding is because it clearly contradicts much of what we've been taught about Africans' history. Right? The massive Olmec statues are of males with some kind of crown or helmet who clearly have strong African features. Scientists believe that the Mayans carved these statues, but if this is true, why? Would you please tell us who were the people depicted in these statues? How did they get to New Mexico? And why were they buried? Right? Because it's not something that in Native culture, they don't necessarily bury they're dead. You know, this is also connected with being Zulu. I'm going to show you, right? But answer, documented history is a perception of truth based on physical evidence and supposition. An idea of someone's version of the truth built on what has been observed and then surmised, but not necessarily the actual truth. However, from such documented history, one can sift fact from fiction to reveal a clearer picture of reality. Throughout human evolution, human beings have been driven to explore and conquer new lands, including lands populated by other races of humans. The African people were no different to any other race of human beings. They too sought to explore and conquer new lands. Many thousands of human years ago, a group of African explorers went on a great journey to explore new lands for the future settlement of the African people. It was the African Zulu race who have existed for thousands of years on your earth that traveled to Mexico, to the land of the Maya. At first, they were welcomed and accepted by the Mayan people. And although the Mayans were great warriors and fierce in battle, they welcomed the Zulus and allowed them to settle in their lands. They helped them with food and shelter, and for some 250 years, the two cultures lived peacefully, right? So that was a long time ago, and they lasted for at least 250 years in peace, right? But unbeknownst to the Mayans, The Zulus' ultimate plan was to wage war against them with the objective of conquering and enslaving any survivors and claiming Mayan lands for themselves. The Mayans were happy to intermix the two cultures, but the Zulus preferred to keep their race as pure as possible. They did not encourage intermixing, but they also did not discourage intermixing when it happened. In order to avoid the Mayans becoming suspicious of the Zulus' intention for being in their land, it was not the Maya who carved the Olmec headstones, but the Zulu settlers, right? The headstones were placed around the Zulu settlement, their city, as a symbol of their culture and race, symbolizing greatness and power, an attempt to put fear in anyone who came to their city. It must be remembered the Zulu were very tall people, while the Mayan were quite small in stature, but not in spirit. It is also interesting to note that the Mayans are the direct descendants of the Atlanteans. Initially, the Zulu exploration party consisted of some 30 human males. Upon returning to Mexico with settlers, some 3,000 Zulu, mostly males, but including women and children, settled in Mayan lands. Over the next 250 years of settlement, several thousand more settlers came across every 2 or 3 years, resulting in the Zulu population growing to thousands and outnumbering the Maya by 4 to 1. The Mayans, being very friendly people, allowed this mass migration to occur without fear or thought of there being any ulterior motive on the part of the Zulus. The Zulus generally believed the Mayans were unaware of the conspiracy being planned against them. However, some Zulus did not believe in war and informed the Mayans of the Zulus' intentions. Forearmed with this knowledge, over a number of years, the Mayans secretly manufactured and stored new weapons in order to be prepared for battle when the time came, because the Maya were lesser in number than the Zulu. It was vital they be prepared to successfully fend off any attack upon their city. Long story short, the Mayans, they say, put a whooping on the Zulus, you feel me, and got the evil ones or whatever the heck up out of here, And but if you notice, obviously they're letting you know we outpopulated them on this land. You feel me? Not to saying I'm Zulu, I'm just saying that we are who they consider African. So the blackest mother suckers, period, were over here deeper than what you call the Mayans. You feel me? So, we got to be those people that they saying were millions and millions and millions of us. If it were millions of people over here, that means it was millions of dark-skinned people. You feel me? So-called black people.
What's the name of that book?
Let me go back to it.
The Book of Knowledge.
Oh, the Book of Knowledge, yeah.
By who?
Roman, hold on. Yep. By Roman Harambura.
Okay. We'll get that book. I wanna read the entire thing, you know what I'm saying? See what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's all right, you know what I'm saying? Damn right.
Because I want to know if he's referring to the Mayans, referring to Siberians as the Mayan. That's what I want to know. Feel me?
Yeah, I think he just don't necessarily know the true national, skin tone and all that of these people, but he's just going off the folklore or the historicity.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
He's just going off the fact that they were different people, but he don't know that they all could have mixed in together and looked like the same people. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then it's just gonna boil down to who is good and who is evil, and be like, you know what, bro? It could be family and all. People. It's gonna be like there's gonna be some splits. There's gonna be some rifts. You feel me? He'd be like, bro, I ain't come over here for all that, bro. Y'all tweaking.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I'm talking to you more. But let me ask you this, D. So are you saying is the point of you showing that we tapped into the Zulu is to say that we came from Africa.
That don't mean you come from Africa. No, I'm just showing that there should be no hate for Africa. That's all I'm really showing. There should be zero hate for Africa.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Should be no hate.
Well, you need to get your whole crew right. You need to get your crew mind right, man. Because all they do is hate Africa. And you know this, man.
No. First of all, I ain't got no crew. But if you talk about, my cousins, they be coming at us, man. Like they come at us with all the,
We ain't talking about the Pan African. I ain't talking about the Pan African. I'm talking about the real Africans.
Yeah. The ones on TikTok. I
Yeah,
got African friends.
They from right here where I'm at. They from our city, same city as you and me. Them Pan Africans. They're not real Africans.
No, I'm talking about in Africa. Like they literally still in Africa. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny?
Nigerians, they be coming at us, bro. They be trying to say, "Oh, y'all are from here," and we just be like, "No, we not." You know what I'm saying?
The oldest human remains ever found to this day came from America.
Right.
Yeah, but not complete. I know what you mean. I didn't seen a lot of stuff in that Vatican.
Nah, hold up. The one from Illinois, that was complete.
I don't know. You might have to put me up on that. You can share you on the phone.
I'll tell you, it's in my album title. You can pull it up. It's in my album titled, let's see, Forbidden Antiques.
Hey, I already know you already know question. I'm finna ask Papa Pastor where the name Kunta Kinte come from? Patch.
I don't know. I heard it was some kind of island. Some kind of island, ain't it?
Nah, it's Choctaw for Whistling Beaver.
Yeah.
So what?
Choctaw
Whistling
word.
Beaver.
You know, we were the coons. You don't know that we called ourselves coons?
Choctaw.
We called ourselves
Yeah, but
coons.
I want to talk about.
Let's talk about what else is interesting here. And I want to thank Safa Karu. So thanks to him that we're getting this video.
Your name is Toby. I want to hear you say it. Your name is Toby. You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
When the master gives you something, you take it. He gave you a name. It's a nice name. It's Toby. And it's going to be yours till the day you die. Now, I know you understand me, and I want to hear it. Again! I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Kunta.
Lord God, help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead.
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you? Say your name. What's your name?
Toby.
The hell?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but we
Uh,
were literally called the coons. Like that's why they take stuff like coon, Uncle Tom, and all that stuff. You feel me? Uncle Tom freed more slaves than Harriet Tubman.
oh my
And
God. So look, man, I didn't come over here to watch slave porn. I just came over to tell you that I want, that if you want, I got the belt right now, and
we ain't got no belt.
this time I want to promote it because I feel like, I need more people to see this next one.
Man,
So
bro, you better have so much help on the panel. Just try to
oh
goddamn.
yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of Indians. I'm bringing some
You
Indians this
need
time.
them. I swear you're gonna need them.
You better get some more on that because I'm coming with a whole tribe of Indians.
Hey, me and my brother right here called 10 of y'all up.
Nah, you're gonna need more than that, brother.
No, sir.
I'm bringing Indians and chiefs this time. I done talked to Godly. You know what I'm saying?
What?
We coming for you.
Man,
We
don't
coming
start
for
that.
you, bro.
Don't
We
start
coming
that.
for you, bro. We
Don't
coming for
start.
you. I'm just letting you know. We coming.
I told him to go get that whoever he was talking about, all them people he can get. Please. You know what I'm saying? That might be beneficial if they can come with some scholarship. We can all,
Oh yeah.
benefit. Cause I'm
Yeah, definitely.
a school. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they lacking, they won't be. You know what I mean? At the
Okay.
end of it. But it's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on over there. So it's hard to combat that. You know what I'm saying? People literally be on some, don't try to tell me who I am and all this, and then try to tell me who I am. It's like, come on, man, what the hell?
Well, we gonna be on your panel. You know what I'm saying? So we coming to your house. You gonna have full control. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Hey, yo, check this out, right? Check
yeah,
this out, right?
yeah.
mhm.
Michael Cremo, evidence for extreme human antiquity, right?
Mm-hmm.
He found information on a 300 million year old modern human skeleton found in Illinois at Macoupin County from the geologist 1862, volume 547, complete human skeleton, 300 million year old,
Hmm.
found in Illinois. That's the oldest human remain ever found anywhere on Earth.
Okay.
That's even
Okay.
older than Guadalupe woman that was dated 28 million.
I thought the Hopi had that. But okay.
I don't know. Hold on. What's the name of that doctor? Whatever you said.
The genealogy.
Yeah, genealogist. What was his name? Hey, Quetzal.
Well, he said it was in Illinois.
I
I didn't catch the genealogist name either.
He said it first. I just didn't catch it. But
Yeah, man. So you seen Rocky, right? You remember Mr. T came to meet Rocky. That's all I did. I just pulled up like Mr. T on your ass to let you know
oh no, that
that
wasn't.
I wanted Balboa.
No, man. You need to go ahead and get him, man. Especially right now. But nah, they ain't about that life. But let me see. I got something for you though. Let me show you. Hold on.
You know, there was a Moorish Indian capital in Mora, New Mexico at one point too. It's in a book called Dakota Time Walker.
Dakota Time Walker.
Yeah. Moorish capital of New Mexico. I'm gonna read an excerpt from the book real quick. Give me a second. Yo, Moors, Indians, Hebrews, all one and the same, bro. You just gotta check the source. The source of that culture is the Naga Maya culture. That's where it came from. The priesthood was called Moor.
I don't know what happened. His mic went up.
Yeah, your mic is out.
Yeah, went up.
I see they got a movie about it.
About what?
What he talking about that book? It's called Dakota Time Walker Cast.
Yeah, they got a book about it too. I'm gonna tell you the name of the guy, the author, and I'll read a little excerpt. So it's by Meredith M. Quinn, right? I think he calls himself the Eagle. That's his Native American name or whatever. So an excerpt from the book, right? It says all the Indian tribes that were part of the trade agreement and treaties with the Moorish Empire that could speak Arabic had been deleted, including the Indian Moorish capital of Mora, New Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm about to run the TikTok, man. My tribe is waiting for me. But I
Watch this,
appreciate
right?
you.
Fam, before you go, one more thing, right? From the Mount Talk.
What happened? Sound went out, or did he? Let me see.
Nah, I'm here, but I think his mic went off again.
Yeah, his mic went out. Not in on mute. I don't know. It cut him off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. It's kind of going.
Okay, so so it says from the Mount Talk Book of the Dead by Peter.
Damn, went out by Peter, and that's it. One time. Damn, man. Again. Let me see. Man, y'all ain't talking about nothing on TikTok. I already know it. And it's about 3:30. Like, man, that be a talk show sometime.
Man, we be doing it, pulling all nighters. We be having pajama parties.
Yep, acting crazy. Y'all don't be with that info though. Y'all be like, man, deaf to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Deaf to wisdom and shit.
I'm interested in what the brother was gonna say. I hope his mic come back.
Yeah, you go right there.
Damn, it just chopped me off just now, yo.
Yeah, they got you. Go ahead and you gotta get your spiel out before they start breaking it down.
You found it?
Now go ahead. Because we ain't hear you said something about Peter and then it cut off.
Yeah, I said by Peter Moon. The Mount Talk Book of the Dead by Peter Moon. You hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. He said there is a bigger issue at stake, and that is that the destruction of the Moorish nation, which was known as Societas Republicae y al Moricanos, which translates as Al Morican Republic Society, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, hold on. He said, at this time of the founding of this country, America was called Al Morocan because it was a part of the Moroccan Empire known as a Mexican. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's from the Mount Talk Book of the Dead by Peter Moon. So,
Community of La Mora, Chihuahua, Mexico.
I appreciate all these free ammunition you guys are passing out. All I can say is prepare yourselves because the Indians is coming, and I don't know what you're gonna title it. Maybe more business versus Indian business part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the ammo because yeah, I'm gonna do my research on these books. I wrote them down. Peter Moon, Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead.
Yeah, who was that I pulled the other day? Let me see.
We got it. Yeah, okay. I appreciate it though, man. I'm chiming back in with you, brother. It was nice meeting you, brother.
Oh shoot, hold on, let me check my brother. Let me go back to my regular screen. Oh yeah, you up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so have a blessing, bro. It was nice meeting you. I still
Yes,
be looking at
same to you, bro. It's all love, man. And by the way, bro, I'm Indian and more. You feel me?
Well, you're gonna have to pick a side in this battle.
Nah, I'm gonna explain why I'm Indian and more. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna prove it with primary evidence. You feel me?
Okay. Well,
all we got to do is check the sources.
That part. Oh, I'm coming with sources. Last time he ain't had none. So,
oh man, like anybody know me? Like he be like you be playing like Lost. He be playing Lost. It's cool.
Yeah, he pulled up one thing, man. He pulled up one thing.
I'm just that
because he knew it was my first debate. He tried to carry me light. He didn't want to show me nothing. So you know,
come on,
the second time maybe he'll show me.
I showed you how to share your screen. You
watch it, right? Watch this, right? One of the easiest ways to tie this whole thing and nip it in the bud, right? That's why I asked earlier if you know why America was called India. You said India Superior, but why India Superior? Why the name India? That's what I was asking.
I know this is a setup.
It's not a setup, bro. It's not a setup. As I said, I'm an Indian and a Moor, and I'm trying to show you why both of them are one and the same. So the thing is, right? India, right? The word India literally ties you to Hinduism, right?
No.
If you check yes, it does. Yes, it does. India comes from Hinduism. Matter of fact, India.
Before it was called that, it was called Bharat. So they changed the name as they was making.
No. I'm not talking about the country. I'm not talking about the country called India. I'm talking about the word India itself. It literally relates to Hinduism or Indies, the people who practice Hinduism. Family. That's what I'm saying. You got to check it goes right back to Indus. You get what I'm saying?
That's a misclassification.
That river got the name.
That's a misclassification.
That river got the name because of Hinduism.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say is that's a misclassification because of the appropriation. So yeah, man, bring what you can bring. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? I can debunk that. That's easy work.
Man, you ain't never debunked that before. I swear to you, you just disagree, bro. You don't understand the difference.
Man, right. I encourage everybody to go.
What I'm trying to say, right?
Oh, you definitely disagree.
I mean,
like,
I just
there's nothing you agree on.
I just base it on facts and dates. You know what I'm saying? Dates and
Not you.
facts, and then
Not you. Not you. You,
yes,
bro,
it
bro,
is.
bro, you ain't going nowhere beyond 1492.
He got to
Watch
look
this,
at
right?
when he
Indi,
say what he. Go ahead, bro.
Indi and Hindi are the same thing. Indi and Hindi are just different variations of the same word. Indi and Hindi. Hindus, the same thing. It
The
relates to Hinduism.
Yep.
That's the root of it. It relates to Hinduism. When you study Hinduism, right, you realize that the pantheon of Hinduism is the Naga Maya, right? Yes, the pantheon of Hinduism is based on the Naga Maya. The Naga Maya priesthood was called Maor. This priesthood created Hinduism. They also created the Hebrew faith, what you call the Egyptian culture, which is just the culture of Ptah and Geb, right?
Coming from Queen Mu.
Exactly.
That's why you
The
got
more
Hathor.
the priesthood called Maor created the whole, and that's why, watch this, right? When they came, they say when they came to America in their own documents, their own records, they say the people here look like the people in India, right? That's what they claim. Columbus said he thought he was in India because everything looks like the people look like and dress like the people in India. They were Hindus here, right?
Oh my God.
He don't
Nah,
know.
listen. No, it's not. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
true.
listen, bro. Listen, bro.
It is. Y'all
I'm
tripping.
just telling you what I know, and you could check out my page. I got all the sources. You feel me?
Bro, H, the letter H in anytime
Now,
means
watch this. Watch this.
it means
They were
Indy.
they were Hindu. They were Hindus here. We practice Hinduism right here. You could check if you check the Mayan artifacts. You could see Hinduism all over Mesoamerica, even in the Caribbean, right? The so-called Caribbean people, right? The
But I mean,
so-called
we can do
Caribs.
that with Egypt. We can do that
Now
with
hold up,
Egypt.
fam. Huh?
You can do
You
that
said,
same thing with Egypt because we did. We were
I told
studying.
you.
So I know what he's talking about because you could do that same thing with Egypt that
You
predates
did when
that.
we said Queen Mu and Hathor. When I said that.
I know. So my point is that we know that
Queen Mu.
people.
Who is Queen Mu?
We know that we ended up inspiring the world just like we do today. We know that we inspire
exactly.
culture.
Yes. Yes.
No, we are the same.
Yes.
We are one and the
That's
same.
what I'm
I
trying
mean,
to tell you, right? What I'm trying to say is, right? I'm saying Hinduism, the oldest version of Hinduism came from right here. America's Atlantis. If you go in tomorrow, I'm gonna post a statue of Ganesh, the Hindu deity in the Grand Canyon, a colossal statue of Ganesh.
bro, what I'm trying to point out is that you're using Greek terms, in a
What Greek term?
Hellenistic, Indios. That's a Greek term. That's a Hellenistic Greek term. So you're using that, and you
Nah, I
also
said Hindu. I didn't say Indios. I said Hindu and Indus are the same thing. Hindu and Indus, just like Hindu and Hindus. It's the
I
same thing.
mean the Indu, the Indy. That's all it means.
In,
H means
in yes, the H is like what you call it?
Yeah, like a precursor,
A
like
prefix.
yeah.
The H is used as a prefix. You feel me? So Hindi means the Indi, right? And as I
you
said,
gotta
Indi,
you gotta show a reference where that that predates what was going on over here because
No,
like I said,
I got it predates the same.
that's my
now what
point.
I'm saying is,
They always coexisted, brother. You sleeping.
I didn't
fam,
say that
I'm not
they
talking about the country in India. I'm just talking about the word Indi itself. I'm just trying to show you that the word Indi itself, Indi and Hindi are the same thing, and they're tied to the Hindu cult or the Hindu cult. Indi, Hindu, Hindi, Hindu. It's the same thing. That's
no
all. That's all I'm
one
saying.
brother, one predates the other is all I'm saying.
All right? Which
No,
one predates
no,
the other?
you don't know.
No,
Yes, he
hold
does.
up.
Yes, I
Don't tell
do.
him. I'm not gonna say they don't. Which one predates which one? That's what I'm asking you.
He Pan
The
American.
India, it predates the Hind.
In what language?
Persian.
Persian.
He
Yeah,
just
it's
came
a
up with the
Persian
phrase.
language.
He just
No,
come up.
not. It's Hind. Hind. Look it up. Hind. It's the Persian language for the name of India. So what I'm
And I'm
saying is, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not disagreeing with you on the fact of our influence across the world. Like I said, you can do that same thing with Egypt. But
mhm.
when you talk about people identifying as a particular thing, that didn't happen. How they try to say with Columbus, that didn't happen by him thinking he was in the wrong place. He knew exactly where he was going because the Moor was with him, taking him there. So it's not that I disagree that Moors existed or anything like that. I think Moors were heavily involved in all kind of shit. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
thing. You
And
think
they would have the knowledge and science, like Noble Drew Ali was saying, they would have the knowledge and science to be able to do it because they was well studied. There's no question that Moors existed, like
You know the
as the thought.
the
But
Persians. The Persian Empire was a Naga Maya empire, right?
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And
he don't
Naga Maya, as I said, the priesthood of the Naga Maya. All right, where did the Naga Maya come from? The Naga Maya came from America originally. When you
Where
talk
you get
about
that?
Atlantis and you say
Where you get that?
America is ancient India, ancient Egypt, you're talking about the Naga Maya.
Oh, okay. So
You understand what I'm saying?
you pulling that from Atlantis?
America is Atlantis and the home of the Naga Maya. The serpent mounds all over America were built by the Naga Maya. Naga means serpent, cobra to be exact. The serpent mounds represent the Naga Maya people. America has the most and the oldest serpent mounds because this is the home of the serpent people, the home of Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, no problem. I agree with all that. But
And, and
it's
that's what
just
I'm trying
my
to tell you.
yeah.
These
I
same
agree with
Naga Maya, they are the ones who created Hinduism or Hinduism, however you want to say it.
yeah. I have no problem with that. But they didn't create that came after. Is all I'm trying to say.
Came after what?
It came after you're talking about something that was already in place. When you get into the words translations of what it is for communication purposes, you know what I'm saying, it dubs into that, but it still doesn't debunk us identifying as Indians. I don't know why y'all have such a problem
Oh no,
identifying
no,
as
no,
Indians.
no, no, no. Listen. Remember, I don't have no problem with me personally. Remember, I just stated I am, and I do identify with Indian culture because I'm Carib, right? And the Caribs are
Oh,
Kali Naga, right? We are the Naga people. So I know that so-called Carib, the same people that the Caribbean was named after, we're actually Kali Naga. You feel me? Because we're the Naga Maya people. And yes, we practice Hinduism. We even still have Sanskrit words in our language today. You know what I'm saying?
I could dig that. I could dig that. So
If you watch this, right? I'm gonna say one more thing, right? About Hinduism, right? Ancient Hinduism in America. So I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I posted the Naga Maya Hindu kings in Central America from Guatemala, right? And when
mm,
you look at the Naga Maya kings, you could clearly see that they were us. And some of them had the same Egyptian style long beard. And when you go to the Grand Canyon, right? They
mm,
found Hindu shrines. They found shrines of Hindu kings. And when you look at the base of the shrine, you see Egyptian hieroglyphs. So in the Grand Canyon, you see a Hindu statue with Egyptian hieroglyphs. And when you come to Central America, you see Hindu kings with Egyptian beard style. And the faces look the same. So, but what I'm trying to say is, right, when we talk about Egypt, or we talk about Hinduism or Hebrews, right? Because even the oldest Hebrew deity is Yahweh. The oldest depiction of Yahweh was a serpent. The oldest depiction of Yahweh was a serpent.
yeah, I mean, we even seen that in coming to what was that movie with Eddie Murphy? Yeah,
Um,
The Golden Child.
Golden Child, bro. I love the fact you brought that shit up, bro. That was
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies back in the days too, with a little kid, right?
Right.
And he walked into the temple. He was like, like he was trying
And,
to make, you know what I'm saying? Like,
she
I
was
think
the
it was
serpent
crazy.
behind the thing. She went to go talk to he went to go talk to the serpent behind there.
Yo, I just want you to see the angle where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to make the connections and show where everything stemmed from. Because you see, during the colonial period, what the enemy was very successful in doing is separating us and dividing us, splitting up our entire history and put it all over the place. So it's like a puzzle. We got to put it back together. You know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm X said, man, he said, yo, Malcolm X said, yo, if I stick you with one finger, you might barely feel it. But if I want to put you in your place, I bring those 5 digits together and I will hit you with a punch. You know what I'm saying? Because unity is stronger. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the ultimate science of Atlantis. Atlanteans are known for what? The ultimate thing they were known for is their one world order. People try to make it seem as if it was evil, but it was not. They was trying to build unity because that's how we raise our vibration, through unity and love. You feel me?
Do
The
you know
Atlanteans,
India? Do you
huh?
know India? You know India is considered a nuclear weapon state.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
I
when
heard
you
about
think
that.
about so when you think about that and the linguistics and also like the linguistics of how they play around with the words,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
No.
look at the misclassifications and they making sure that that particular area is a nuclear weapon state. You know what I'm saying? The shit it's so interesting to me how they, like
That
you
ain't got nothing
said,
to do with the ancient people, man.
it does.
Nothing.
It does. Oh
Nothing.
yes, it does. I mean, that's like saying that we ain't got nothing to do with electrons, protons, and
Bro,
neutrons.
you
We're
ain't got
nuclear
nothing to do with
people.
the bro, you ain't got hey, bro, it ain't your fault your ancestors did something right or wrong. It
Yeah, I
ain't
agree
your
with that.
that's what I'm saying. They have nothing
I
to
agree
do
with
with
that.
the ancient. Like they fucking up right now. They wasn't as they wasn't as swift as the ancients.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
You know what too? Even the ancient Hebrews, right? You know what their priesthood? They had a priesthood called the Ibri Nakash, right?
Mm.
The word Nakash is the same as Negash and Nagas and Naga.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah, it's Kundalini.
Exactly. The serpent wisdom and all that stuff came from the land of the serpent, Quetzalcoatl, right here in Atlantis. Right here in Atlantis.
Oh, y'all finna make me go to this Atlantis information then. Y'all wanna do that? Y'all wanna do that?
Trust me, we could get into it right now. You know what I'm saying? My goal, I'm just trying to show, because it's a lot of confusion going on. You know what I mean? All we got to do, take it back to the origins, right? You think about India, the rulership was the Naga Maya. Same thing with Egypt, right?
Why did boom. They say
The
for long
priesthood.
time scoffed at the
Mhm.
tradition of Atlantis, the lost continent of immemorial antiquity, which legend placed in the Atlantic Ocean close to the shores of North America and northern South America on the west and east, closer still to southern Europe and northern Africa on the east. But of late years, more and more scientists faced by problems which could only be solved by the theory of such a land have come to acknowledge its existence. From the geological evidences, Professor Spence presents the following conclusions: that a great continent formerly occupied the whole or major part of North Atlantic region and a considerable portion of its southern basin. That in Miocene, late Tertiary, about 500,000 years ago, it still retained its continental character. You know, we've been around for over, they'll tell you 4 or 5 million years. They'll say the Homo erectus, which is literally upright man. You know what I mean? So they've been walking upright, not even 6,000. We've been walking upright for 5 million. So what I'm getting at is these upright walking people would have been able to go from this continent that was in between America and Africa. right? That in the Miocene, about 500,000 years ago, it still retained its continental character. But toward the end of that period, it began to disintegrate, owing to successive volcanic and other causes, right? That this disintegration resulted in the formation of greater or lesser insular masses, right? Two of these, considerably larger in area than any of the others, were situated at a relatively short distance from the entrance of the Mediterranean and in the region of the West Indies islands. These may be called respectively Atlantis and Antilia, right? Communication
Exactly.
between, yeah, we're going to get into them Greater Antilles and them
Yep.
Lesser Antilles, right?
Facts.
That these two island continents and the connecting chain of islands persisted into Pleistocene time. So literally, like I keep trying to tell all y'all, or anybody, everybody, Atlantis was literally a chain of islands connecting Africa and America. But of course, before that, 500,000 years ago, it was still a whole continent, right? But around this last 10,000 years, or 25,000, all that, in between those times of the end of the ice age, you feel me? That's what, of course,
They got
Man,
maps.
that makes me
They got maps of America labeled as Atlantis.
that makes me think about, for some reason, it makes me think about Jonah and the whale. You know what I'm talking about? Because you know how they was like
get
Jonah was
swallowed up.
inside the whale,
Yeah,
and
swallowed up. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because dolphins would save human lives. You feel me?
Yeah.
Any time of times of danger. And what we call a whale, all of them are part of the Cetus family. So a dolphin and a whale are all the same. So the Bible could have been, it would have said Cetus. The word Cetus literally means both of them. A dolphin is a Cetus, a whale is a Cetus. They're all part of the Cetus family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had
They
that
interact.
belly of them
They
though.
interact with today. They interact with humans like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can ride a dolphin and everything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the dolphin to grab him like with his two arms, damn near, like he using fins like hands and grab this man and take him where he need to go. So that's being in the belly, you know what I mean, so to speak.
Yeah.
They got ancient tradition that say dolphins are ancient beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah,
they used to be on land walking upright, but after a while they went back in the water.
they were called the Pachycetus. They call them the Pachycetus because, like I say, cetus means whale, but the Pachy is because they found the bones in what we call Pakistan. And back when it was so, Pangea, the largest body of water would have been called the Tethys Sea. The Tethys Sea is what we call the Fertile Crescent. You know what I mean? So that was a large ocean way, way, way back when. That's why it looks like a desert, because what we call in deserts are beach sand. It's just beach sand where the water is no more. You feel me? So that's what we're talking about when we talking about the Pachycetus. They found it in that area, right there in Pakistan. So yeah, that was the land dweller version of a dolphin. But right here, right, two of these considerably larger in area than any other were situated at a relatively short distance. Okay, now we've down here. Atlantis seems to have experienced further disintegration. Final disaster seems to have overtaken Atlantis about 10,000 BC, right? That's when the ice age was fully gone, right? Antilia, on the other hand, seems to have survived until a much more recent period and still persists fragmentally in the Antillean group or West Indian islands, which I'm definitely going to show y'all right here. So we can't act like we don't know what the Greater and Lesser Antilles is, right? So it was a larger Antillean land still. You feel me? They're saying 10,000 ago, but not today. We just have what we have as far as the Antilles go. So this is the Greater and Lesser Antilles. Now, what was I just reading from? Okay, right here. It was 25,000 years ago. Professor Spence figures that the first Atlantean invaders set foot in Western Europe. Science has long known of these people, although it has refused to call them Atlanteans. It has called them instead the Cro-Magnons, because their bones were first discovered near a village of that name in France, right? Professor Spence presents many evidences substantiating his theory. And this is why you get the cone heads, right? The cone heads, literally, what they tell you when they do their little hands like this and all that, and they got, they're like, we're from France. The cone heads telling we're from France. Well, nobody's literally from France. You know what I mean? There is literally no French people. Nobody you will ever meet is a French person, is really born and from France. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? There's no indigenous French or anything of that nature, right? So they're alien, supposed to be. That's why we're talking about the cone heads. And who would have had a cone head? That would have been anything like a alien, genius type. It would have been an Atlantean coming into Europe with that same type of primordial skull that I'm speaking of. You feel me? Like a cone head. And they
like
saying
like a dolphin head.
Yeah, thank you. You went there now.
Yeah, watch this, right? Cro-Magnon man, right? Cro-Magnon man. He matches the skulls found in America. I forgot. I'm trying to see if it was Lucia. One of them.
Mm-hmm. But the Professor Spence presents many evidences substantiating his theory, together with details, historical and otherwise, with which we have no space to deal. Among other things, he mentions land, soil, rock, and lava brought up by cable ships, which showed unmistakable atmospheric action, in which he presents a check upon the recently reported finding of volcanic matter by the Arcturus expedition. There is more than a suspicion, by the way, that the Arcturus, which ostensibly set forth to explore the Saragossa Sea, y'all got to learn about that more. That Saragossa Sea is it's basically where the eels go to procreate, but nobody's never seen an eel procreate. An eel doesn't even have reproductive organs. When they slice it open to try to search and find, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has ever seen eels procreate. Eels go to the Saragossa Sea, which is like dead water because there's no movement to the water. So it's almost like a dead part, the most dead part of the sea. Huh? And for some reason they go in there and they come out. You see babies. You know what I mean? So nobody can explain it, right? And the Saragossa Sea was really looking for evidence of Atlantis, right? At this date, there are only a few of the principal theosophical teachings which have not now been scientifically adopted or adapted. It is unreasonable to suggest that under the simplest of logic, a doctrine which becomes verified in its component parts should be accepted as a whole. At any rate, let us compare some secret doctrine remarks with the above. That not only the last island of Atlantis spoken of by Plato, but a large continent, first divided and then broke later on into 7 peninsulas and islands, called Dweepas, preceded Europe. Is sure it covered the whole, because Europe is only 3 peninsulas. So before there was even a Europe, because the water hadn't receded in that part of the world to create, what we call them peninsulas. It's like saying Florida is underwater until water receded enough, to create a Florida. So it's a peninsula. Same thing with Europe. Europe is 3 peninsulas. So it's like saying 3 Floridas, right?
I'm glad you brought up that water thing, that land out of water thing. It leads back to Mayak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why the Mayans call it the land Mayak, because it means first out of the water, first out to shoot.
Yep. That's why it's Turtle Island, because like we was talking about earlier, turtles live in the water, but they only come out of the water or on the land to lay their eggs. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it's named Turtle Island, for that kind of reason. Because we all come from the waters. We come from the waters. It's like this,
Facts.
right?
Facts.
The only the last island of land is spoken about Pluto, but a large okay. It covered the whole of North and South Atlantic regions, as well as portions of the North and South Pacific. It had islands even in the Indian Ocean, which is relics of Lemuria. Suffice then to us the strong probability that a people, now unknown in history, lived during the Miocene period of modern science, at a time when Greenland was an almost tropical land.
Hey,
Civilization
I want.
dates.
I'm sorry. I wanted to just throw in that. I just wanted to throw in that the first submarine was called Turtle, 1775.
1775?
Yeah.
Man, don't knock my socks off like that, man. Ain't no goddamn Papa on fire. He didn't hit me twice tonight. But it wasn't no jab. It wasn't no jab. He was adding value. What's going on, man? You feeling all right?
Hey man, what I'm not like closed minded. I say it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. This man said 1775, a submarine.
Yeah, they started in 15. The first inventions of it, I think, was like 15 something, where they started working on it, and they didn't quite get it right until like the 17.
Yeah, it's like flight. It's like how people tried to get flight right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say,
Man, yo, we had so much technology in ancient times, man. It's crazy, yo. Like they try to hide all that shit, man. When you read the Hindu scripts, right, in India, they said the people in Asia today, right, in modern day India, they literally documented that the Nagamaya, who brought Hinduism and culture to their region, arrived in ships that they call Vimerna. I think Vimerna is the name, or Vermna, something like that.
mm-hmm.
And when you come to Mexico, you can find artifacts of those ships that the Mayans made with their hands.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like the one that Quetzalcoatl's in.
Yep. It's in the book called Gardens of the Gods by M. Don Scorn.
So the turtle was like, you know how when they show us them going up in space and they be like in that little small capsule, the turtle was like that, except it was underwater. You know what I'm saying? It was like the first considered the first submarine, like because it can be submersive underwater and you can maintain while in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, just to finish this real quick, another definite statement is this, right? It is during the so-called Eocene period that the continent to which the fourth race belonged and on which it lived and perished showed the first symptoms of sinking. And it was in the Miocene age that it was finally destroyed, save the little island mentioned by Plato. It is these points that have to be checked by the scientific data. A race which M.M. de Quatrefages and Hammy regard as a branch of the same stock whence the Canary Islands, or Guanches, or Gichis, sprung, offshoots of the Atlanteans, in short. And the secret doctrine speaks of two great islands, Ruta and Datia, the last continental relics, corresponding both as to age and location to Professor Spence's Atlantis and Antilia. Right, the last serious change occurred some 12,000 years ago and was followed by the submersion of Plato's little Atlantic island, which he calls Atlantis, after his parent continent. We would give much to be able to quote Professor Spence more fully and to show how exactly, in almost every respect, except in regard to the age he gives to the Miocene, his findings interlock with the secret doctrine teachings. But for the time being, must rest content with referring readers to his book, The Problem of Atlantis, which should soon be accessible in the United States. Professor Spence shows the close relationship between the cultures separated by the Atlantic Ocean. Paul Lecour writing in the Mercury de France, elaborates further upon these resemblances, tracing the connection between Yucatan and the Spanish Basques and between Greece and Central American Mayas. He mentioned incidentally that Pierre Termier of the French Academy of Science, was the first scientist to admit officially the existence of Atlantis. So that's a big name right there. But Pierre Termier, when it comes to Atlantis, right? So y'all look him up. Supported by undeniable proofs. We would correct Monsieur Lecour to the extent of remarking that other scientists, notably Ignatius Donnelly, from whom H.P. Blavatsky quotes so liberally, long preceded Professor Termier in that admission. Okay. So Ignatius Donnelly. Yeah, that's a nice name. So when you're saying Don, of course, master, and then of course L is God, so he's Ellie. You know, I'm Big Ellie, like you say. You feel me? That their courage suffice to deprive them of the cognomen scientist is their misfortune to the fault of official science. So the only reason he didn't get the credit because he wasn't called a scientist. Right? A few years ago, we referred to a discovery by Colonel Bernardo de Silva Ramos of inscribed rocks in the Amazon River, suggestive of his transatlantic immigration. Colonel Ramos is now about to publish a description of his findings and to embark upon a tour of the world, explaining and defending them before the various scientific bodies. Now, this is the big step right here, though. But the ruin discovered in Las Vegas, Nevada, by Captain Alan Le Baron show hieroglyphics used in ancient Egypt and Babylon. Now, this son Quetzalcoatl will already be on a lot. You feel me? But you want to look into Captain Alan Le Baron, right? There were some excuses for Dr. Garrett P. Service to deny the existence of Atlantis in 1917, as he did. In the face of accumulated evidence, little standing ground exists for the bias of Dr. Henry Fairfield Osborne, who denies Atlantis, without any reason so far as we can discover, other than that it does not fit in with his particular evolutionary theories. In the case of Professor R.T. Chamberlain, his denial is one of those frequent examples wherein one branch of science conflicts with another. For Professor Chamberlain says that his studies of continental framework contradict such a doctrine. The Theosophist taking his turn. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So had an ancestor that in its Sumerian background stands a shadowy form of the first human civilization, which antedates Atlantis by a whole geological era. Hold on, what we at right here? The realization may soon dawn that Atlantis, upon the verge of acceptance, itself had an ancestor. Because we know about the first, second, third root race. Atlantis is the fourth root race. So, like they say, Atlantis itself had an ancestor. And that in its Sumerian background stands the shadowy form of the first human civilization, which antedates Atlantis by a whole geological era. Because we keep talking about these solar processions and all that. You feel me? So the sun done made a gigantic shift and all of that in between these different times. Probably, probably way bigger than that. They probably talking about the whole Kali Yuga. But outside the secret records, the lost continent of Lemuria, the prototype of Atlantis, has left but few distinguishable traces. Yet in this day, it reached a really high state of civilization, evolving far beyond the phase in which it founded on Madagascar, the first city on Earth. Right? Lemuria, like Atlantis, is the generic term for a whole world order of races and continents, as is shown by its cyclopean relics all over the Earth. So when you're seeing the Cyclops and all these different artifacts or symbols, or every time we've seen the Cyclops, it really just represents Lemuria, right? The French scientist Dr. Rivet has presented to the Academy of Inscriptions some very conclusive philological evidence of a connection between the native Australians and the Patagonian and Tierra del Fuego Indians. This adds itself to the evidence of the marsupial canolets and to the discoveries made by A.C. McKay on the Walpole Islands and on the resemblances discovered by Professor W.A. Bryan of the University of Hawaii. It is also noteworthy that a prehistoric race akin to the Melanesians and the Australians has been discovered in Utah. Hold up. Hey, rewind. Y'all heard that? It is also noteworthy that a prehistoric race akin to the Melanesians and Australians has been discovered in Utah, of a culture more antique than any heretofore recognized. It will only retard the progress of knowledge a little that scientific opinion sets this culture down as of 2000 BC-ish, and considers it to have arrived from Asia by way of Siberia and Alaska. Considering the extreme utility of the topography of the Bering Strait region to those who dislike to consider unpleasant hypotheses, which call for too vast an antiquity of mankind, one is tempted to wonder what the conversation of the conservatives in science would have done without that convenient confirmation. Professor Macmillan Brown had long believed in the former existence of a great Pacific continent, a result arrived at by years of personal study, investigation, and comparison. He finds evidence not only in Easter Island, but on Ponape and Olie. He finds that Cyclopean ruins found in many places in the Pacific are the same as the structures of the Andes. That go with my video. East and West Indians are the same people. Right? The third continent we propose to call Lemuria. The name is an invention of an idea of Mr. P.L. Schlater, who asserted between 1850 and 1860 on zoological grounds that actual existence in prehistoric times of a continent which he showed to have extended from Madagascar to Ceylon and Sumatra. It included some portions of what is now Africa. But otherwise, this gigantic continent, which stretched from the Indian Ocean to Australia, has now wholly disappeared beneath the waters of the Pacific, leaving here and there only some of its highland tops, which are now islands. Right?
Hey, I'm about to drop down, bro, but I appreciate the information. I'm about to definitely double down on that some more. I was gonna tell you, you ain't have to clown that girl that bad either that day. I had that shit on. I couldn't mute it, boy. I was over there holding my breath. I was trying to do everything not to laugh.
When I called a tether ball with the ball wrapped all the way around the pole, I said, like a tether ball with the ball wrapped all the way around the pole. Somebody's knocked the hell out of the tether ball.
Boy, that shit was too funny. I gotta go, bro. I'll holler back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, real quick, let me knock this out with otherwise stretching. Okay. The Atlanteans were post-Diluvian to the Lemurians, and Lemuria was not submerged as Atlantis was, but was sunk under the waves, owing to earthquakes and subterranean fires, as Great Britain and Europe will be one day. Yep, because it's nothing but peninsulas. So yeah, I got to get off Florida, go find a bigger rock. I'm trying to hit South America on y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit Nevada. Y'all don't even know, son. I know, son. Watch this. Lemuria is said to have perished about 700,000 years ago before the commencement of what is now called the Tertiary Age, the Eocene. And it is during the deluge, also an actual geological deluge this time, that Vivasvata Manu, yeah, I know about the Hindu Manu story, is again shown as saving mankind. Allegorically, it is mankind or a portion of it, the fourth race, which is saved. So also, he saves the fifth race during the destruction of the last Atlanteans, the remnants that perished 850,000 years ago. This event, the destruction of the famous island of Ruta and the smaller one, Datia, which occurred 150,000 years ago in the later Pliocene times, must not be confounded with the submersion of the main continent of Atlantis during the Miocene period. Geologists cannot place the Miocene only so short a way back as 850,000 years ago. Whatever they do, it is several million years ago that the main Atlantis perished. Lemuria stretched during the third race, east and west, as far as where the two Americas now lie. And since the present Australia is but a portion, oh shoot, that's my bad, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my
Yeah,
brother.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, now I was saying you just mentioned something about Manadu.
Let me see.
You say Manadu or Madu?
Oh, Manu. Yeah, the Hindu Manu.
Oh, you said Manu?
Yeah, Manu.
Oh, okay. Manu. Okay. Thought you
Yeah,
said Manadu.
yeah. The Hebrew Manu. But well, tell us about Manadu. What's that?
Well, now, Manadu is the word for spirit. Is the Chippewa word for spirit, right? Because they call God Gichi Manadu. So Gichi means great, and Manadu is spirit, the great spirit. Gichi Manadu. And another thing, right? That's where the whole so-called Gullah Geechee thing came from, because Gwale means south, and Geechee is a reference to the river. So the people used to live by the Ogeechee River. So Ogeechee, as I said, Geechee means great, right?
Yeah.
So the Ogeechee River is the great river. So the Gwale Geechee is the people who live the south of the great river. And that's Algonquin language.
It's hold on.
Another thing too, with those same people, the same Ojibwe or Chippewa people, right? I'm gonna show a connection with them and the Ethiopians, modern Ethiopians, right? You can hear me?
Oh yeah.
All right. So in Ethiopia, right, the holy language in Ethiopia is only spoken by a few, and that's the high I would call them the occultic priesthood class of the Christian empire in Ethiopia, right? They're the only people who understand the holy language and speak it. And it's called Ge'ez, right? Geez, right?
Yeah.
And we know that the word holy comes from Helios. Helios, Biblios, translate in English to Holy Bible. Biblios in Greek means book, and Helios means sun, right?
Yep.
So Holy Bible means sun book, right?
Yep.
And in Ethiopia, the holy language, holy, which is the language of the sun, is called Ge'ez, right? And watch this. The same Chippewa, Ojibwe people right here, right? The Geechee Manadu people, right? They call the sun Ge'ezis, Geezis.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
And trust me, the book by Samuel Poe called the Algonquin Conquest of the Mediterranean region over 11,500 years ago. Very informative book.
Yes, sir.
So you see how you was just reading about how Atlanteans colonized Europe a long time ago, and I was talking about the fact that they matched Cro-Magnon man to Paleo-American DNA and phenotype.
Yep.
It all ties in, bro. It all ties in.
Put it like this. I done seen people call themselves agnostics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I never quite, fully knew what the hell is an agnostic. Because I'm a Gnostic. You feel me?
Yep.
I know Gnostic and Gnosticism, Gnostic means knowledge or gnosis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
G-N-O. G-N-O is K-N-O. Same word.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Same word.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, why the hell are they to my agnostic? What the hell is that? So agnostic, as the word goes, usually means a flat disbelief in the ability of mankind to achieve actual knowledge in the metaphysical world, and assumes that there is a boundary between the two spheres of being. It is the outcome of a perception of the universal failure of religious systems to furnish demonstrable, demonstratable, true, and is acidified by rancor, resulting from centuries of domination by theological ignorance. Founded upon disillusion and regarded in the denial, which embodies contempt for the best aspirations of all mankind. Agnosticism is self-limiting and a philosophical and a philosophical suicide. Its true name is Nescience. See how they do it, like they did it with Gnosticism.
Yes.
Gnosticism being a great word, they put the A in there in front of it and they changed it to being the opposite of being a Gnostic, where you put the E in front of the science, and all of a sudden it's no good. Like Gnosticism is no good with agnostic, right?
Facts.
So Nescience. I'm gonna have to call some of these dudes scientists. You feel me? That's what they are. You feel me? So, and it is a stumbling block to knowledge and a shoal in the channels of progress. Its end is physical disintegration, a mental paralysis, ending in spiritual death. Yeah, man, I think that's good enough to just let us all know what an agnostic is. You feel me? They ain't hear no shit.
Man, trust me, yo. Gnostics. That's where it's all at, man. The Sufism, you feel me?
Yep.
Man, Rastafarians introduced me to Gnosticism when I was a youngin', man.
Hey, watch this. It's a man unable to form one concept except in terms of empirical phenomena. You know, people always want empirical data. Huh? It's a lot of women too. I can put women in front of this. One man unable to form one concept except in terms of empirical phenomena is powerless from the very constitution of his being to raise the veil that shrouds the majesty of the absolute. The highest Dayan Chohan, however, can but bow in ignorance before the awful mystery of absolute being. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hit him on the head, more.
You feel me? Like, come on, man. They sitting waiting on empirical data. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. You feel me? Like, we ain't gonna put you in no time machine and take you there and let you live for 100 years to analyze it and come back and tell everybody they right. You know what I'm saying? Man, we linked to the Akashic records and we connected, with confirmation, like all this evidence, what we bring is confirmation. You feel me? It's not necessarily empirical data, empirical phenomena. It ain't got to be phenomenal at all.
Facts.
But y'all just
gotta be truthful.
Yeah, you just ain't gonna get it. I guess it ain't for everybody. You feel me?
No, it's not.
The light bulb would not click on for everybody.
Like I was trying to tell homie just now. I was like, the whole Hindu, because you see, that's why etymology is important. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, because when he said Hindus or Indies come from the Persian people, that's what they call that area. And that's why I asked him if he know that the Persians were actually Nagamaya. You feel me? And right there, it brings it back to the word Indi or Indus, however you want to say it, goes back to the Moorish priesthood. You know what I'm saying? Of the Nagamaya Empire. The Moors were the high priests, the overseers of the entire Nagamaya culture. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were so important. They were the custodians, not just of Egypt, the entire Nagamaya culture. They created the sciences. The Moors are the sciences. Just like how today we all know that the Moors have all he said it himself, that the Moors have all the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, watch this. Anu Naki, right? We know Moors are high priest of Anu. So when we say Anu, we got to go back to Anu Naki. Anu Naki, the Naki literally means serpent. You feel me? So So we are, like you say, the Naga people. We are the high priest of Anu. We are the Anunnaki. You
Watch
feel me?
this, right? The word Naki is the same as is also pronounced as Naka. The only difference is the I and the A at the end. Naki, Naka, and same as Naga. It's the same
Yeah,
word.
yeah, the K and the G and the C, the
Facts.
and
Just like the word Negus and
S,
Nagash and Negash. It's all the same thing.
even the S. Like we say Nas. You
Yeah,
feel me? Not Nas or Nasir and all that means serpent. You feel me?
exactly.
Mean wisdom. Same thing.
Man, I was just thinking about the Superman symbol, right? The Superman symbol is a inverted pyramid with the double-headed serpent.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got that
Well,
symbol
it's a
from
diamond. I always, it's a
yeah,
diamond
yeah.
representing
It's a
carbon.
diamond.
Representing carbon because what are we? We are pure carbon. You feel me? Superman was really a Moor. You feel me?
Facts
Got his energy from what?
from the sun, right?
Yeah. So who else needs? Who else would have wrote the sun's books? Who else would have been children of the sun?
Facts.
I can't live
Yeah,
without
the Peruvian, the ancient Ameru Peruvian serpent symbol is identical to the S on Superman's chest, bro.
it. Yeah. Yeah. He's saying I agree because the letter M is to me a double N. Like we be
That's
like double U and all
yeah.
that. Yeah, the M is a double N. You feel me? That's why Nana and Mama are the same. You feel me? Like when you look up Nana, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna see that means moon, that means mother. You feel me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then Mama doing the same exact thing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
So instead of doubling it up, they just act like it's a new letter. Because that's a lot of things that we dealing with. Like they don't want to tell us, but like my prediction is that the English language is gonna have a lot more double letters. It's gonna have to, because eventually it's gonna have triple letters. I'm telling you first, before anybody. It's gonna be 100 years probably. But they're gonna get the
Mm-hmm.
triple letters. Because they don't have a lot to choose from, and they've given you this. They're telling you these letters are this sound, and then they'll tell you certain words.
Yo, trust me, the English ain't gonna have a lot more letters because the reason why the Latin languages have the least letters because they're the newest languages. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
ancient languages have way more characters. Way more characters.
and
You
Latin
feel me?
got more than English.
Yup, yup.
Yeah, the Hindu language got 200 letters. The Egyptian
Exactly.
people talking about hieroglyphs haven't been deciphered is because we don't have enough letters to decipher all of it, enough of it.
Exactly. So some things are just not translatable. You feel me?
Not translatable. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a lot of words in the Hindu language. Like I said, they
Oh,
got
you know what though? I want to ask you, can you expand upon Moctezuma and Mansa Musa? We need to talk about that connection, the Dogon connection from Mali with the so-called Aztecs, which were the Mexica.
Yep. Let me see. I
You know
think
what
I
I'm
got
saying?
that too.
And if you notice, right, the word Mexum is in Mexica. I mean
Yeah.
Mech.
Yeah,
Mech.
Mex. Yeah.
Mexi is in Mexica.
The Mex. Yeah, that's American. So they should have known that
Mex.
when we say a Mexican, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They should have known by the Mex. That
Facts.
that could be, yeah, that sounds logical. Like
That
it's no,
that's
but for some reason
that's
there's no logic.
the Mexum sounds like Nahuatl. Feel me? Because Mexica is a
Exactly.
Nahuatl word. It's a
Exactly.
Nahuatl word. So you know what I mean? Like,
That,
and we know Dr. Barry Feld from Harvard University documented over 500 Islamic schools in North America alone, and thousands of ancient Kufic scripts all over North America, all the way up to Canada.
yep.
He found these Kufic scripts in schools east, west, north, and south of North America. You feel me? On the
Yep.
East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, and Canada. And you know what too? That Olmec site in Alberta, Canada, that they try to call a Celtic site, right? Well, we know that the Celts were literally like stone builders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that so-called Celtic site in Alberta, Canada, is very important because the Mississippi River runs right into that Alberta, Canada river. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It runs right up there. And remember, Mississippi River, you know, some call it the Nile, you know, like Taj Tariq Bey, some of our elders call it the Nile because we have evidence we know that whole area, that whole river from north to south was an ancient Egyptian civilization because of the artifacts that we found. You know what I mean?
Yep. Watch this.
And mhm.
Watch this.
Hey, what's up, family? Checkmate! Oh my gosh, checkmate! Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, see the picture right above me right here. That's Montezuma. Okay, let me show you this book. This book is Standard or Headdress, a historical essay on a relic of ancient Mexico. All right, you can Google this, download it. Right up here, you see Harvard Mirador Viewer. You know, that's where you can get a Harvard Library, right? Harvard Law. Harvard Law. We're dealing with the law. We're dealing with the law, right? Let's run through this real fast. Let's pick up right here at the top where it says the founder of the collection by the Imperial Commissioners appointed to revise his will on folio 472 of this ancient document. It is cataloged with other objects in feather work contained in a chest number 9 and is described as a Moorish hat of beautiful, long, lustrous, green, and gold hued feathers, bed decked above with white, red, and blue feathers and gold rosettes and ornaments. In front, on the forehead, it has a beak of pure gold. The term Moorish, as here applied, can scarcely be regarded as a deceptive one, inasmuch as Montezuma, the king of Tenochtitlan in Mexico, is subsequently designated as a Moorish king in the same inventory of 1596. This right here is Montezuma. That's the brother, Montezuma. It is interesting to note that the gradual changes that occur in the wording of the subsequent periodical official registration of this Moorish hat. In 1613, its description was faithfully reproduced. In 1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. With this single alteration, the original text was again transcribed in 1730. So the word inscription was faithfully reproduced. In 1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. In 1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish.
Dagger.
1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. With this single alteration, the original text was again transcribed in 1730. So the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. So the brothers, everybody's talking about they Indian. Indian was substituted for Moorish. So the brothers, everybody's talking about they Indians around here. You're really a Moor. It's right here in the book. This is just confirmation, right? So here's Montezuma. Okay, that's a Moor. They said Montezuma is a Moorish king. We don't know Moors. Montezuma in the Humana dictionary. Black or Moor, noun, a Negro or black person. So Montezuma's a Moor, right? I can't believe y'all don't want to. Nobody wants to be a Moor. Everybody hates on us. Everybody hates on us. But right here it says Indian was substituted for Moor. Right here it says black or Moor is a Negro or black person. So wouldn't that mean the people that are calling themselves blacks are actually Indians, but are really Moors? Salute, baby. think that's game, isn't it? That's checkmate.
And when you look up the term Negro, right? They say it was used to apply to American Indians, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they say the term in Negro was applied to American Indians, and Negroes are more. So you see, it all ties in. That's what So I'm trying to show these people, man. It all ties in, man. Just got to check the right sources, etymology, timelines, and shit. Feel me?
Yes, sir.
And I said, man, if anybody gonna claim Mayan, you got to understand that Mayan is Naga Maya culture. The Naga Maya priesthood, which is the Mayan priesthood, is called Maor, the Moors. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always give this example: the Washita Moors, Muur, right? Moors, builders, and that comes from the hieroglyphs.
Yep. Hey, watch this. I got something Dr. Ali Muhammad has said. I mean, to me, I'm using it against him. I don't know, because I don't know if he you know how he be acting like he don't fuck with the Moors, but you know, he just dropped the information, so I picked it up. You feel me?
All right. Tuscaloosa, Alabama is named after an indigenous chief who was such a tall man that he seemed a giant. All right, so now we're going into phenotypes. We got someone in the southeastern part of the United States, and he's describing it, okay? Sunday, October 10th, 1540, the governor entered the village of Tuscaloosa, which is called Arahachi, a recent village. And the chief was on a kind of balcony, right? On a mound at one side of the square. Now they're dealing with culture. Where does this practice come from of carrying someone on these particular types of balconies? His head covered by a kind of coif, like the Alamazal, so that his headdress was like a Moor's. All right. Tuscaloosa, Alabama is named after an indigenous chief who was such a tall man that he seemed a giant. All right, so now we're going into phenotypes. We got someone in the southeastern part of the United States, and he's describing it, okay? Sunday, October 10th, 1540, the governor entered the village of Tuscaloosa, which is called Arahachi, a recent village. And the chief was on a kind of balcony, right? On a mound at one side of the square. Now they're dealing with culture. Where does this practice come from of carrying someone on these particular types of balconies? His head covered by a kind of coif, like the Alamazal, so that his headdress was like a Moor's.
Yo.
Nah, man.
Calico, you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna read something from this book called Muslim Discovery of America, right?
Yeah.
Dodge the hype because it ain't no discovery. We were always here. Right? So it says the following Native American tribes have been found to have descendants of Muslim Moors.
Say that one more time. You know, if I could, I'd hit the rewind button. Then I cut your mic out. Yeah, they don't like when you drop that sauce.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, so the following Native American tribes have been found to have descendants of Muslim Moors. Alabama, Anasazi, Apaches, Arab Indians of Summit, Schoharie County, New York, Arawak, Arikana, Black Indians of the Shikul River, New York, Blackfoot, Cherokees, Clappers of New York, Creeks, Assanamisco, Nipmuc, Massachusetts, Kickapoo, Laster tribes, Perquimans, North Carolina, Lenape, Mohegans, Macas, Mecca Indians, Meccans, Mohannets, Mohegans, Nanticotes, and Seminoles. By
Mohawk. And my brother went out.
And also, Dr. Barry Fell's work, Dr. Barry Fell's research, you know what I'm saying, goes way more in depth on all the Moorish culture in North America specifically. You feel me? Way, way deep. I'm back. You can hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you now, brother. I heard. I heard you for the last about 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, man. I could get in. I could read more sources too, man. They keep playing my mic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing. They say, man,
they playing my mic because they know I got this shit right here.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fire though. I ain't lying. I'm gonna put the fire.
Yo,
if
you could go on my album titled Mayan History of Moorish Science and Culture, I have a lot of work in that motherfucker, man. Even I would love for you to pull up that photo showing that the Arawaks, right? They wear green. They have the crescent moon and the 3 stars, just like the Moroccan flag, yo. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had to go ahead and I had to screenshot that. Since y'all don't want to screenshot it, y'all better tighten up. You know what I mean? Debate that. Like I just showed you my Mansa Musa. Just showed you Chief Tuscaloosa. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. It is what it is. We Moors. Wow. Hey. Yeah, that's fire though. Yeah, Kwasi Kojo. All right. Y'all see the brother? Let me see. Y'all know what it is. Let's see how we gonna walk this side. Let me find some theme music. Matter of fact, we could do it this way too.
Even the Cherokee had Muslim leaders like Ibn Said. I forgot his surname, but one of them was called Ibn Said something. My brain kind of rusty, you know.
Nah, you right though. You right.
Yeah.
That's why we got the computer though. You know what I mean? Like, and for one, that's why they got a computer. They like prove us wrong.
Facts.
Yeah, this was fire though. Let me see. I'm gonna walk out.
Anybody trying to claim that Moors are foreigners to the Americas, they don't know what they talking about.
No, they're not studied.
They talking about it. They talking about America's ancient Egypt.
And then they probably just looking for bias confirmation. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. They talking about America's ancient Egypt when the high priests of Egypt were the Moors. So I don't know how America is ancient Egypt, but there were no Moors here. That don't make no sense.
Come on, man. Look at this. This brother here just this. That's some fire. Like he should have been in on this show. Quetzalcoatl and Zulu. I ain't lying. Cherokee is Cherokee. After Sarah or Sarah, who was Akan people ancestor. Yeah. Like that's
You said
recent.
the Cherokee was connected to the Khan.
Yeah, to the Cherokee. Yeah. Like bro, he literally brung up another video I did about how there's some people that say they come from Mu, or there's a Mu in Africa or something like that. He was definitely saying that if the people, the Ghana or some people, might be even Zulu. He was saying how they literally saying they come from Mu. I wish he would put it back in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? He said something. Now. That's real. Look at him. You know, and everybody knows Saracens are Moors. You feel me? Cherokee spoke Canaanite. We know the Canaanite are Moors. You feel me? Yeah, you see that? Look at that. Your brother knows what I'm talking about. Huh? And he's African. But it's just real like that, though. You feel me? And that's right on time for the video, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, just search the Iwi history. Show. That's a whole video build. I'm gonna have to drop the link.
I know about the Ewe people because I learned about the Ewe people from Rabbi Akwete. He's from Ghana. He's Ewe. He say the word Ewe sometimes they call themselves Ewe. So the W and the B are interchangeable.
Yeah. So the Garden of Eden, like the Garden of Eden, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, one and the same.
Yeah, the music kind of loud. You can hear the music?
Right.
I can hardly hear you. Yeah, because I could barely hear you just now, bro.
That's it.
I got Tree Fake, smoke and drink like it's my B-day. I be cool and get it going. You got to stay sane these days. If I got worries, they get buried.
See a couple fools replying to me in one of those groups on Facebook. I'll be down, yo.
Yeah, you're gonna have to share the video, man, so they can check this out later.
Definitely.
But we definitely about to make a move. Man, hey, this was long awaited, man. That's why I put the extra little time in. Because my brother been jamming, you know what I'm saying? Like, been killing it. And I've been trying to get him up here. So shoot, you already know. I couldn't just do it for 60 minutes. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We went ahead and goddamn run the bell. Real.
Nip it in the bud.
Yeah, man. Hey, but you already know. If you're in the chat, I need to give you a wrench and make sure so the people can follow you. You know what I'm saying? My brother on like his 10th YouTube, but hey, y'all who we do it for, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead and support. And definitely follow my brother on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? If you know what's good. If you really want the solid information. You feel me? Anything I touch on, my brother just go he go deeper in each and every facet. You feel me? But we need that in the community. You feel me? So, hey, I commend my brother. And I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate this brother right here in the chat. I appreciate all y'all. Everybody who been rocking with me. My brother Kwasi, you know, Dev Heffy. AI was in the building. We had Papa Patch come up. Peace, I'm Kiera, always support. Appreciate you. Crypto Cakes was in the building. Rashad was in the building.
Damn, I can't even see the chat. I don't see nobody in the chat. That's crazy.
Damn, I didn't know it was blocked off. Okay,
Yeah,
you got.
they stay messing with the live stream, man. Stay blocking us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, brother Brand. Appreciate that. All y'all came through. Brother Spirit Mike popped up on me. For sure. Hey.
A lot of Arabic words came from Sanskrit too, man. Even the same Mansa as in Mansa Musa, you know.
Mm-hmm. Come on now, we
Mansa,
just put out.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mansa is masculine for Manessa, you know, in Sanskrit. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. I do, brother, on point. Hey, but for sure, you already know, man. We got to do it again, man. When we gonna get you back up here, man? It's gonna be soon, man. It ain't gonna take as long as last time. I know that.
Nah, I ain't gonna take that long. I'm definitely coming back.
Nah, this the first time, man. So y'all already know it's going down. You feel me? Some more and some more. Cause man, my brother, man, his posts on Facebook alone, man, we could have been here this long, just going through them posts, and still that would have been like half of it. You feel me? Or not even half of it. You know what I mean? For real. It's been so many years. That's years of research and dedication. You feel me? I wish I had my original page, man. You know, it hurt my feelings that I don't got my, you know. Yeah, it hurt. But, you know, there was a lot of information I put down through the years that I just ain't got no more as far as, you know, mapped out like I had it mapped out. But, hey, I'm glad you still popping, you and my brother Los. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that brother Los. Yeah, old makeup bookman. That brother, yeah, he popping like hell too, man. Trust me. Old makeup bookman. That brother, he got a lot of information too. The brother in here, they call him. He says his name is Akwazi Anim Sokoto. He's dropping some information here too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, most definitely.
He said the Saracens, Cherokees.
You're right.
Said the Ewe, said they come from Mu.
Yep. And he on point because like that's what's going on right now. Like the Chinese getting their hair locked up and everything. They getting dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't playing.
But even the Chinese scientist, Professor Jin Li, one of the top leading geneticists in China, he already did a whole study and show and prove that all the so-called Mongoloid, pale Chinese or Asiatic people descended from the Aborigines. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they didn't know that. And even Dr. Keith Chang from Pennsylvania University, he proved the same thing with his research. And I'm gonna show you this too, right? I'm gonna show you how Noble Joe Ali was really, really, really deep. Noble Joe Ali told us over 100 years ago that the pale skin mutation happened less than 6,000 years ago, or within that time span, because that's where Elijah Muhammad got the knowledge from about, you know what I'm saying, the whole Yaqub thing. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And Professor Jin Li and Keith Chang, their scientific research actually coincides with what Noble Joe Ali told, that they're less than 6,000 years old. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So Noble Joe Ali was way ahead of his time. But people don't talk about that. You feel me? Nobody ever mentions that when they talk about Noble Joe Ali. That over 100 years ago, he told us what Chinese scientists recently told us in like 2 decades ago. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when people want to claim Noble Joe Ali's this and that, whatever, I mean, people say what they want to say. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that brother was ahead of his time, man. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go though, fam, because I gotta wrap some shit up too. Feel me?
That's for sure, brother. You already know I appreciate you though, man.
All right, much respect, man. Same here, man.
That's for sure.
Do this.